Well, we are back, huh? We're back at the 9 Club, everybody. Today, we have a very special guest. Mr. TJ Rogers is with us.
My man.
How are you?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Bro, doing excellent, man. Thank you so much for coming by, bro. Kicking it.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Yeah, dude.
Stoked to be here.
Bro, stoked to have you always, bro. How's everything going? You good?
Dude, can't complain.
I don't think I've ever seen you mad.
No, I mean, unless I'm skating for like 3 hours and I can't land a trick, then I get a little frustrated. Yeah, but like other than that, I'm doing great.
Sure. Okay.
If I was to complain, no one would listen either. So, I'm doing great.
You know what? It's best not to complain.
No.
You know, if you do, you have those couple friends maybe that you can vent to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
definitely.
You look like a weirdo sometimes when you're out there complaining. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit.
Yeah, that's what skating does to you, though. You get lost in that place where you're just like pissed off, and you're the one dude that's pissed off out of anybody because you just can't land your shit.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's the worst.
It's horrible.
It's the worst feeling, honestly.
But you don't have that problem, bro. You land shit quick.
You land everything.
Yeah, I don't think you got that problem.
I've been working on it lately,
Yeah, okay. Listen, I hear about you in the streets. I hear about, dude, TJ, bro, especially from TJ, bro. You went out for one. You got 12 clips. This guy's going crazy. Like, I'm like, what is this guy on?
Yeah, no doubt.
Shit.
Every weekend, his guy sends me, oh, hey, Kelly, this is the footage from the weekend. It's literally a minute and a half of footage.
You're like, what?
Yeah,
that, dude.
I mean, I've been on a mission lately, that's for sure.
I feel you, bro. But that's awesome, though. That's awesome. I think that, I mean, you're still young, but I feel like some points in time, something just clicks for some people, right? And they're just going and all cylinders are firing, and it's just everything's working, right? And I feel, and this is outside looking in, but I feel like you're at that point right now.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel that you're just clicking.
Yeah, I mean, I've been skating for like over 20 years now, so, I've tried kind of every genre of like how I felt like I should be skating, but the last 2 years especially, like once COVID hit, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna kind of just have fun with it and not try and be so technical and just honestly enjoy skating for what it is, because that's why I started skating in the first place. And I'm truly thankful and blessed that like everything's been kind of connecting for me the way that I've wanted it to.
I love it. I love to see it, bro. I love to see it. Everything's footwear. You got blind 13 years. We'll get into all this, man. But Red Bull, I mean, congratulations. I feel like you're candy, Lay's ketchup. No, you're not supposed to. Okay, that's just, you just brought those.
I just brought those for you guys, the Canadian treats on me.
That's really like the thing out there is like ketchup Lay's.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of chips from Canada that like you can't get in the States. It's like ketchup chips, dill pickle, all dressed. There's like so many of them out there, and I just was like, I'm coming on this for my first time. I gotta, make sure I hook up the homies with some good treats.
I love it.
Can you get those anywhere out here?
No, you can't. I brought those from Canada when I was home last.
I wonder.
So I only have like a small limited batch.
But
so
like, you blessed us.
I blessed you guys. I hooked you guys up.
That's his private stash right there.
I know,
Literally.
right? He straight opened up his safe, his suitcase, fucking. But I think it's amazing though, because what the hell? Like, I wonder if they do test runs. Like, we don't have them down here, but why? I wonder if it's our palate down here, or I wonder, did they do a test at one time and they didn't sell, and then it's just kind of Canadian?
I don't know, honestly.
I don't know how that works.
I feel like, especially when I talk to Americans about ketchup chips, they're like, ew, ketchup chips?
Bro,
like,
I love ketchup.
Yeah, I know, but like a lot of people are like, oh, ketchup chips? Like, I don't know, like, I like ketchup on fries, but like I don't know about chips.
It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah. Exactly, but like
potato.
You can't knock it till you try it, and like that's why I was like, I have to bring some of the good treats that I'm like hyped on.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. When we're wrapping this up, and we're gonna give you some little 9 Club gifts and stuff, we're cracking that bag of Lay's, man. We're all gonna share. Okay.
I'm surprised you didn't bring any poutine.
Oh man, yo, if I could and it wouldn't be soggy, I got you guys.
Dude, that is like the thing in that and like Tim Hortons. Like there's, it is so Canada.
Yeah.
Just poutine.
Yeah, no, straight up. Poutine.
Okay. Nice,
yeah, it's
dude.
so good.
Nice.
I love that.
Well, let's get into it, man, because I'm super interested. Because, I mean, you're from Canada. right? Which part of Canada?
I'm from Toronto, like just
Toronto.
outside of Toronto, like 30, 40 minutes away.
Oh, okay. What's the little town called?
It's called Whitby, Ontario.
Whitby.
Yeah.
I love Canadian names. God damn,
No,
bro.
it's funny
best.
shit.
That might be a new. Who's naming all this shit, man? Regina, Saskatoon, Whitby.
Yeah.
Regina, oh my God.
Wow. I love it.
Yeah.
Had that.
We'd always call it like white boy or like some other random shit back in the
Okay,
day. Like
white-
it was so funny.
Whitby, Canada. Okay.
Good old Whippy.
Good old Whitby.
How do you
Yeah.
spell that?
WHITBY.
What?
Yeah, no, it's random, but it's
Whitby?
chill.
But
Whit?
it's- I thought it was
it's
Whitby. WHIPP.
No, no, no.
Whitby.
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 Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I think it's a Whitby.
That's what I
No,
thought
no.
too. I was
Well,
like,
But you
wait,
said it so fast.
Yeah.
Whitby.
Yeah, yeah,
Whitby.
yeah.
Okay, so the T and the B kind of blend together.
Yeah, it's like a whit.
Whitby. Whitby.
Yeah.
Ah, I like Whitby too. You know? Whitby's good.
We appreciate you.
Whitby's good. But so growing up in Whitby,
Yeah.
Canada,
There we go. There we go.
what how'd you get into skating out there? I could imagine, it's winters are tough.
Definitely. I mean, I started skating because actually, funny enough, there was an audio demo at my local park that just started. I think it was like right when the park opened, 99, 2000.
99, 2000.
Yeah, and I actually was on a bike at the time. I wasn't even skating, but I went there because like there was a big event there.
Okay.
And yeah, I like standing on one of the ramps, and one of the guys that was in the demo was yelling at me like, "Get the fuck off that part, like off the bell, like get off that shit." And I'm like, okay, and like I was so scared to go down the ramp at that time, so like I started crying.
Did you
and
pick your bike up and
yeah, no, I went down it, but I was so scared shitless, and I was like, you know what, like I'm throwing this bike out when I get home. I'm borrowing my friend's board down the street, and then that's how I started skating.
Wow.
Yeah, so thank you to whoever called me out at that audio demo
I
back in
wonder
Canada.
who
Wow.
it was.
literally changed your life.
Yeah, straight
Like
up.
that.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably Brian Sumner.
Yeah, maybe. Honestly,
don't know.
I've been wanting to like see if there's videos from that year and if they're at that park to see who it was, because I kind of have a familiar idea of like who it was, but at the same time, like I don't know. It was 21 years
Yeah,
ago
how
now.
old were you?
I was like 8,
Oh,
9.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
long time ago.
That's fun. I hope you find out.
Yeah.
I think it would just be funny.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I just
That
want to
would be-
thank him.
Yeah.
Just like, yo, thank you so much. You changed my life.
Thank
you know?
so much
Yeah.
for making me cry.
Inspiration, like
Yeah.
another level for sure.
Damn.
Definitely.
So you went and you borrowed or stole your friend's board?
I would like to say borrowed because
Okay.
I'm Canadian. But yeah, no, he like hooked me up for a little bit, and then I ended up getting my own board. And then I think there was a couple hand-me-downs throughout that time. And then like my first real board was like what my grandma bought me, I think. And it was like it was like a Santa Cruz board, but it was all white with like the red logo in the middle. And like my grandma was so sick that she ended up buying me the same color red paint. And like I would literally paint the graphic back on every time I scratched it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, just to make it look fresh, I was hyped. Yeah, it
At
was
what
good.
point in time were you like, dude, this is too much. I can't pay. I can't fill in all these scratches.
Well, eventually, a couple months later, I started getting too many chips on it, and I was like, all right, I got to get a new one.
Okay.
And Grandma, can you hook me up?
I need that same color paint again too.
Yeah, seriously.
Wow.
I couldn't
okay.
get the same board again, but
I mean, back then, well, you said you were 8 or 9, maybe.
Yeah, I was like 9. I'd like to think like
You would think that maybe you would have rails or something.
yeah.
I don't know. A little kid, maybe. I don't know.
I think it would probably at that time. I just didn't even think of putting that on to protect the board. I just was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna skate."
And rails weren't a thing 21 years ago
No.
either.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
What?
They're more of a thing now.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
true.
definitely.
100%.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Frankie Villani, he kills it with those rails.
Bro,
Yeah.
these rails. I
So
love
does
'em.
Chris.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
at the
love them, bro.
Curbs.
at the curbs, exactly.
So now you got into skating and everything. Do you got a crew you're hanging out with?
I honestly just kind of went to the skate park as a little kid.
What
and
park?
The Whitby Park that
Oh,
I
the
grew up
Whitby.
at. Yeah, it was called
Whitby.
Iroquois Skate Park.
Iroquois?
And, yeah, Iroquois.
Iroquois.
Yeah, and like would just skate there, see a bunch of locals that like kind of skated the park all the time and stuff. A bunch of older guys and some of the younger kids too that I'm still friends with today.
Amazing.
And yeah, it's pretty sick,
Nice.
Just
It's
cruise
a good
around.
community, yeah.
And then in the wintertime, What are you doing?
For the first few years, they didn't really have indoor skate parks. And then I think when I was probably like 12, maybe 13, they opened up an indoor skate park called 905. And that's kind of when I started skating indoors, like when I get to fall, winter. And then I was able to actually like kind of progress full season, like all year, you know?
Okay.
So it was actually really sick that I had that opportunity as a kid, you know, because who knows what I've been doing back then. I'd probably just be playing video games, getting in trouble.
I mean, as probably all of us would be.
Yeah.
They didn't have any like underground parking lots or anything like
When
that you
I
guys could sesh?
in Whitby, definitely not.
Yeah.
No, it was such a small town that like we would actually in the wintertime, once I got older, like 14, 15 even, like we would just take the train all the way to the city in the wintertime and skate in the underground called Path.
Nice.
And like security be chasing us out of buildings. We'd have 2 pairs of shoes, like switching them off because there's just so much snow on the ground and like
wet.
Oh, you got to save your skate shoes.
yeah, you know, well,
Wow.
and it also just takes so much time to like dry off your shoes and then try and skate the spot before security comes.
Interesting.
So like you'd always bring 2 pairs of shoes, you know?
Amazing.
Yeah, I was sick.
Damn. I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You got to come prepared.
I guess so.
That's what we're thinking. Straight up.
So at what point in time did you feel, or did you try to make skateboard like sponsor me videos, or you get sponsored by your local shop, or how did that all come about?
Yeah, I mean, I got onto like a local shop when I was probably like 12,
Damn.
maybe 13 max. But yeah, like got onto this one shop in the city beside me called Ajax, and it was called Switch. And then I was on them for a little bit, and then I ended up moving back to Whitby because I was bouncing around a lot. I had kind of like a pretty crazy upbringing growing up. Like I was in and out of foster care and shot like home
wow.
services and certain things, you know, where like group homes and all that stuff. So it was definitely challenging throughout that time. It kind of started happening when I was like 13 to 15. So like I was kind of just going from like city to city, like in Durham region, just kind of like how LA County is and like Orange County is, you know, but I was just going to all these different places. And then once I finally got out of that was like kind of when everything started to kind of come together for my skating career, you know? Like I was still obviously trying to go to 905 because they were only around for a few years. And like when I was in foster care, they wouldn't really let me go there too much because they wanted me to like do good in school. Where I was like, yo, skateboarding's the only thing that actually gives me some type of satisfaction and like makes me feel free, and also like just gives me that escape that I needed at that time because I was dealing with so much stuff personally that like I was like, yo, I just want to skateboard, and they wouldn't let me, so I just get so frustrated as a kid, you know?
And this is like a foster family you're living with.
Yeah, exactly. They get paid to like look after you and like be like help you.
Your guardian.
Yeah, yeah, you know?
Okay.
But it was like, yo, they're taking away the thing that I love most. Come on, like.
Yeah.
You
Let
said
me
you
just
switched
do
a
what I
bunch?
love.
A bunch of foster families?
Yeah,
Or?
how does this
Yeah.
all work?
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not really. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't have to go
No,
into
no.
detail if you don't want to, but
Yeah.
I mean, the parents aren't around, so you go into a certain program, or
Yeah, so like,
I'm not too hip to it.
yeah, so like kind of what happened with me, like growing up, my mom left me when I was super young. She had her own like certain drug addictions and whatnot, and then I ended up moving in with my dad, and that was about like when I was 10. I just started to like kind of start to skate, you know, and then within like 2 years of living with him, he actually cut off his fingers on a table saw working from home.
Oh.
And he ended up getting caught up on like oxys and a bunch of other stuff, you know, where like that was just really like impactful to like me as well, to like see all that firsthand, seeing how he would like
I could imagine.
inject, etc., you know, to where he ended up trying to go to rehab. And then once that happened, I guess someone called the Children's Aid Society, which is like CAS in Canada, and they pretty much came to take me from like my friend's house on Christmas Eve.
Oh, God.
And I was at my friend's house at the time, and then like the girl that was supposed to like my guardian was supposed to take care of me, you know, like she's like, oh yeah, TJ, we're gonna buy you a brand new jacket, like, 'cause it's cold out, like come back to the house and we're gonna go out for you. And I'm like, at that time I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting a new jacket, I don't have to wear 3 sweaters, like let's do this, you know. So I take the bus all the way from like 2 cities over to go meet up with them, and then yeah, cops are already there waiting for me, and I try to run away. They tackle me and just like put me in cuffs and then bring me to like this crazy foster home when I was like 13.
But they're putting you in
Whoa.
cuffs. You're not like a criminal.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
You're a little
Like
kid.
that.
Yeah,
That's
well,
the
they
way to
just
go
thought I
about
would
it.
run around, like I just run,
Try to
you
get
know?
away.
Yeah, and then like they couldn't get me, so like they cuffed me, so like no matter what, I had to go with them wherever I went.
Yeah.
You know, wherever I was going, like I couldn't get those things off. You know.
Right.
So does your
Right.
dad or does your family have any say of like this happening to you?
Well, my dad was in rehab at that time, and
So-
my mom was MIA
So why can they do this?
because technically
You have no guardian.
Yeah, I have
And
no
and you're
actual.
of underage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So-
like they were like the government was trying to look out for me in their best way possible. Where like, to be honest, I was better off with like the person that I got held to, like my dad's friend, because then I could still have that freedom and like go skate and I could do whatever I needed to do.
Yeah.
But at that time, like, you know, Children's Aid was like, you know what, no, like you can't do that. Like you got to come with me. And then they isolated me to like a really small town, like super far out. So it was like hard for me to get access to like buses and like travel and actually skateboard, you know, because I was like in the middle of nowhere.
Damn. So they're
So-
placing you in these different homes.
Yeah.
And what happens when your time's up in a home and meanwhile, when you say foster home, are they looking for a permanent residence for you, or how is it a permanent family? I should say.
So there's two ways of looking at it. Like you can get crowned, where it's like you are in foster care till you're 18, or you literally, like if your parents are abiding by the rules and like they're getting clean and they're able to actually like take care of you, they have an actual house for you, they have like bank statements, etc. Like then the government will give you back your child.
Gotcha.
And luckily for my dad, I mean, I'm an open book, so like I don't really care. I'm not gonna lie about shit, but like my dad was obviously still up to no good after he got out of rehab. Like he wasn't able to really click that off, but he realized the fact that like he lost his son and like he needed to get me back. And like at that time, I was still pretty street smart because he taught me a lot before that happened.
Gotcha.
So like I had my own like pay-as-you-go phone, so I could call them. Children's Aid, like the foster parents didn't know I had that, so I'd still keep in contact with my family. And then, yeah, pretty much my dad was just telling me, he's like, yo, I'm gonna get you out. Like about a year later after being in that, and I went to like 3 different homes, my dad was still trying to comply with everything, and like they were asking him for drug tests, and like he would get somebody to piss in a cup for him to get me out, you know, and like he had to do that for a certain amount of time to get me out. And then they were like, we don't believe this is yours. Like we want hair samples. So he bicked his head. So like they couldn't get hair samples from him. So like, you know, he was just playing the system, and then he got me out, you know, which he's a goat. Like I'm stoked that he did that for me. But yeah, no, it was pretty crazy times for me back in the day.
And this lasted from when to when?
I think I got into foster care going into grade 9. So that was 13 going on 14.
13, 14.
And then I was in till the end of grade 10.
Okay.
And then that was like 2006.
Sounds like it was a good, what, year and a half, 2 years?
It was about a year. Yeah, like a
Okay,
year. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was right before Christmas. So I was already starting grade 9 school at like a Catholic school in my hometown. And then I had to switch to another school, finish grade 9, started like grade 10. And then right near summer of grade 10, I ended up switching over to another school with my dad.
How
it was like
these-
only 2 weeks of school left.
really?
And then I finally like got summertime, you know?
Wow.
And then I went to like my first big contest. It was called like DC Nationals. And luckily I ended up winning the provincial competition. And then I ended up traveling to Calgary where Slam City Jam was for the last year. And yeah, I was pretty stoked. Got to meet Grant Patterson, like one of my idols
Okay.
growing up.
Hard.
Got to meet like
Damn.
Ryan DeCenzo, like all the big name Canadians, you know, and I was like wearing this crazy Raiders jersey and like almost like Grant back in the day because he was a huge influence on me, you know, and I was like just so starstruck. I was like, damn, like this is happening. This is so sick. You
You
know?
had a tall tee on and everything?
Exactly, yeah. I was like 2-3 XL, like past my knees, had some hand-me-downs, like 36 fucking waist jeans.
Damn, man.
No,
Wow.
it was
Sounds
dope.
like trying times, man. I couldn't even
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
that young age going through that. For even if it was a year, I mean, you were multiple families and this and that. It's almost like you're going through this, almost seeing no win out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, I always try to like, especially nowadays, I always try and make it the positive of like, because there could be so many worse things that are happening in your life, you know. But for me as a kid, like, I didn't really know what was going on. You know, I was like, I just want to skateboard, and like, I'm being so limited, obviously, because of the seasons, and then also like the situation that I've been put in. Like, let me just skate and let me do my best with it, because this is what I want to do. Like, I don't really care about school, all these other things. Like, even like, I graduated high school, but I'll be honest, like, all of grade 12, like, my principal that actually worked at the school lived across from me before I went into foster care. My dad had to sell his house. She ended up just like helping me with my grade 12 and 11, grade 12, like English and math. So like passed me, and then I got my diploma, and I was out, you know?
Okay,
Wow.
Okay.
So like, I've had a lot of good people in my corner that have had my best interest, but I definitely have seen like the worst side of things as well, you know? Like, I feel like I've lived a lot of different like avenues growing up, you know?
I mean, you saying that you didn't really know what was going on, but yeah, I mean, you had to have realized that back then too, that like, you're not living a normal family lifestyle.
Definitely not.
Wow.
It was cool though.
But the raddest thing about skateboarding is such a great distraction from all that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So when you are going through that, bro, your mind was so set, like you were like how you were just talking, like, I wanted to skate. You know what I'm saying? So that was like your main focus, and that helped you through that shit.
No, it made me survive through it all, because like, if I didn't have skateboarding through all that, like, probably would have been doing some dumb shit and probably went to jail.
Yeah.
Straight up, you know? Like,
Did you come close with any of the families that you stayed with at all?
I wouldn't say really, no. Like, near the end of the one family that I was with for a long time, there was like a lot of other kids that were just troublemakers, and they didn't really like have any like ambition, and like they were just trying to start drama. So I'd be like the regulator, because I was the older one, you know? Like, I remember I was 14, so like, I'd actually get like a little bit bigger of an allowance than all the other kids. I'd get $40 a week rather than everyone else would only get 20. So like, I would end up like making sure like, oh yeah, like, you're taking care of me, kid, like, thank you, I'm gonna make sure I take care of these kids. If they're getting out of line, you let me know, I'll smack them up for you, you know?
Right.
So like,
so they were dealing with multiple kids.
yeah, like, this house had like 4 foster kids plus their own kid as well. You know, like, it was pretty crazy. Like,
And they're getting paid per kid.
exactly, yeah, they're getting paid almost $2,000 a month per kid.
Oh my
Wow.
god!
So, like,
this is
Giving
like
you $40, shit.
Yeah, right.
You
Like,
should be the one getting paid.
exactly. Like, hook me up with at least 100. Come on, like, let me take the bus to go see my homies.
Yeah.
crazy. Wow, such a system, bro.
Yeah. That
is.
sucks, man. Well, listen, you made you the person you are today.
Yeah.
And that's what I was gonna say too. Like, honestly, like, the more I look back and where I'm at now, like, I'm honestly truly thankful for going through what I went through, because it's actually humbled me and made me appreciate the things that I actually have in life, rather than just like take it for granted and just feel like I'm privileged.
Sure,
You know, like,
sure.
I worked hard to be where I'm at, and I'm truly proud of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You should be.
Hell yeah.
Straight up.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing. You know, I never would have known that about you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because
Not
we
at all.
only, you know, interviews and stuff like that, but we see your, you know, we know you for your skateboarding, essentially. you
Yeah.
know?
No,
and as a
exactly.
person too. I mean, we know
Yeah,
each
of
other,
course.
ran in, but we
Yeah.
never really talked about stuff. But
Yeah.
it's amazing, bro. Wow.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
no,
dude.
I mean,
No,
you
dude,
know,
listen.
as I always say too, you know, it's like, never judge a book by its cover, and like, how my whole philosophy is like, treat others how you'd like to be treated. You know, like,
that's a great philosophy.
yeah,
Oh,
like, I
yeah.
have a lot of compassion for everybody, and I don't ever try and disrespect anybody unless they try and cross me, because then I'm not going to give them the benefit or give them the time of day. But if they want to actually like hear somebody's story and actually like vibe on some shit and like talk some real life stuff, like, yo, I'm there. You know, like, I'm down to talk, and like, if you ever need help, you have some questions, you need anything, like, I got you. You know, like, even look at my DMs, like, I literally will spend like an hour or two a day just replying to people asking me questions about like what they should do in their life, and also just like skateboarding tricks, everything, you know, like, I literally put in the extra time that like not a lot of other pros do.
Totally.
You know?
Totally. Yeah. It's hard for me. I don't go through my, you know, it's tough. It's a whole other thing, you know,
Yeah.
but I applaud you for doing that. You know, I would love to do that. I just can't, man, social media for me is not my strong suit at all.
It wasn't for me either, honestly. It's just like another philosophy for me, you know. It's like, I like to give it that extra 10% that no one else is willing to take.
Hell yeah.
And like, especially for like social, like, that was never really in my curricular growing up. I was like, you know, I just had a little flip razor phone, and I'd just be like texting people, you know, and
Yeah,
I'd be hyped.
A, B, C.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Triple two for C,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, like, so I was super stoked. But like, you know, as the years have progressed as being like a professional skateboarder as well, like I've only wanted to make sure that like I'm as open as and accessible to anybody that wants to hit me up and ever ask like some like real life shit, as well as just like anything in general, you know, like I'm just down for it,
I
you
love
know?
that.
That's
I love
awesome.
that.
The kids love that. Just to be
Yeah.
honest, because, and they'll be very vocal, I'm sure, as you know.
Yeah.
They'll say, dude, like, no one responds, man. I'm so stoked that you hit me up, bro. Thank you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that shit goes a long way, bro.
Yeah,
Not for nothing. You
definitely.
got somebody almost down there for life because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
and that's
just
why
you-
I honestly do it.
the olive
you know?
branch is real.
Yeah, straight up.
It's incredible.
So I like it, you know.
Yeah, it's
I
so
wouldn't
good.
change it for the world, straight up.
Yeah.
Like I love what I do, and I'm just truly thankful to be in the position that I'm in and be able to like give back to the community the way that I do.
Yeah.
And I one thing about your skating too, it looks like you're always just having fun, you know. And
Always
it
smiling,
translates
yeah.
it translates so much to us, the viewers. You know, you could
Big
see
time.
that. You could see you're just enjoying it.
Yeah, well, it's
Love
like,
that.
you know, I appreciate it, definitely, you know, and especially more so than lately, like, I've just been, I don't know, especially with the COVID stuff happening, like, it's just made me really realize, like, dude, I have it fucking amazing. Like, I'm from Canada. I grew up in this crazy fucking upbringing, and, like, I'm living my fucking dream.
It's crazy.
So
Yeah.
it's like, why am I dwelling on some other shit that I can't control? I haven't been able to control a lot of stuff in my past, but I still came through of it. So just focus on what I really want to focus on and just have fun.
Hell yeah,
You know?
dude.
No doubt.
Straight up.
So
You're
love
doing
Great
that.
way to
dude.
look at it. You definitely are doing it.
Yeah.
thank
man.
you.
And you're giving back big time on that skateboard, bro. Real talk.
Yeah.
Dude,
Trying my
down.
best, you
I
know?
swear.
Trying.
Listen, so speaking of skateboarding, we'll go back to that. You said you got sponsored by a skate shop. The fuck is that, man?
Who's coming at
Hey.
fucking...
Sorry about that,
No,
man.
you're good.
We ordered pizza for you. No, I'm just kidding.
I hope it's Hawaiian.
God damn it, we got fucking veggie.
Yeah.
No,
Canadian bacon, man.
so
Exactly.
I love that shit. So, who was your first actual sponsor? Did you send Sponsor Me tapes?
Yeah.
What were you doing out there? Because I think, and sorry to interrupt, but you know, we've had a lot of international skaters, mainly from Canada, on, and it seems like to me, the path is harder, right? The path is harder. You usually get like distributor flow. You get a lot of these things, and maybe something will materialize out of that. Maybe it won't.
Yeah.
So how did you end up navigating through that? Because you said you got on Blueprint eventually. Was that your first?
Yeah, that was like my first real board sponsor. It was through a Canadian sales distribution called S&J back in the day. And the one homie, Mike Imposimato, he was like the rep at the time for the Eastern Territory, and he kind of hooked me up with like Blueprint, and then that didn't really work out. Like I had an ad for them and everything.
And we're talking about the Blueprint before it dismantled and became another Blueprint.
Yes.
We're talking about the Blueprint with Paul Shire,
Exactly.
Dan McGee,
Yep.
Danny Brady, all that
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
So were you on the Blueprint team or were you on the Canada team?
I was just on the Canadian flow, like literally the distribution had a budget and they just hooked me up. with
But you had an
boards.
ad though.
They hooked me up with an ad, yeah, because like each team had a budget to like kind of fulfill throughout the year, and like they're like, oh yeah, like you got a dope photo, like let's promote you in the Canadian mags.
Gotcha.
You know, Paul and all those guys probably didn't know who I was. Maybe they did. Maybe they seen they're like, you know what, we don't want this kid on anymore. But you know, I was definitely on for a couple months there, and
Okay.
then Mike ended up switching me off to Real Skateboards for a couple months, and then like they sent my stuff to Mickey and this and that, and that didn't really work out too well. I don't think he was really feeling it, and then that's when I started trying to explore other options, you know, and like I ended up sending Wisa tape for Blind back in like 07, 08.
I was going to ask, what years was this? How old were you?
Yeah, so like I got out of foster care in like 2006. So and then I went to DC Nationals, and then I got pretty much my first real sponsor though was actually Circa.
Circa.
Circa hooked me up with some shoes like through the Eastern Conference back in the day, and then right after that I ended up getting like distribution flow for like Thunder, Blueprint, and Spitfire.
We're talking about like 16, 17 years old, maybe? Or
Yeah,
even
15, 16.
15, 16.
Yeah, like right when I was about to turn 16. So
Okay,
I would like
okay.
to say just 16.
16. Okay.
Yeah, and then, yeah, switched around from Blueprint to Real for a couple more months. And then after that, wasn't really working. So then I ended up getting on Blind, and then I've been on Blind ever since.
Were you on the actual team, or were you still in the Canadian sector?
I would like to say, because I was talking to Weiss, I was direct flow. Because like there's just
Okay.
a difference. Like I wasn't dealing with no sales distributions out in Canada. Like I sent it straight to like the head dude at Blind, and he vouched for me. He wanted to support me, and obviously having Morgan Smith kind of have my back and vouching for me, like.
okay.
He was like, you know what, put this kid on. Like, yeah, he's a little rambunctious and hyper, but like, you should hook him up. You
gotcha.
know.
I
So,
gotcha.
So is Morgan the one that like told Weiss about you, or were you just like, oh, Blind, I want to fuck with Blind? Or,
well, no, like so. I mean, I pretty much hit up Weiss, and I was like, well, actually, I hit up Morgan first. Sorry, and I was
Yeah.
like, yo, Morgan, like, I want to get on Blind. Like, how do I do this? You know? And he's like, just make a tape and send it to him, and like send it to me too. So I sent them both a tape. And maybe Morgan had a conversation with Weiss about it. I don't know. This was so long ago, but eventually Weiss was like, yeah, we'll send you boards. And then like they sent me 8 boards. I went through them within a month, and he's like, yo, that was supposed to last you 2 months. And I was like, well, like, here's the footage I got from it, you know, like, and he's like, oh shit. Okay. Well, here, we'll send you more. You know?
You went through 8 boards in a month?
Dude,
That's pretty.
He's a footage machine, dude.
But for a 16-year-old kid,
He started going in.
yeah.
Bro.
Dude, I was so excited. I'm like, dude, I have this many boards, and like I didn't really make a lot of money, so maybe I did sell one of them
Okay.
to like have a little bit of food and train tickets for a couple weeks.
Yep.
But like, yeah, I got those. I literally went through them, and then yeah, I'm stoked.
Could you? I'm sorry to interrupt. Like, when you sell boards out there, are you selling for like a lot of money, kind of?
No, like I wouldn't, like when I was a kid, I would straight up like I'd sell them for like $40, you know,
Okay.
to
That's
the homies.
still expensive compared to out here. People don't sell for $40.
Yeah, but
Right.
a board,
that's true.
a board in Canada, even back then, were like $90.
yeah,
Same.
exactly.
So it's like
That's why
over
I
half
asked.
off.
That's
There's
why
a
I was
little
like,
difference
there's a
here.
little difference.
Yeah.
Like, okay, 40.
we should have been raising our prices, Dubs.
Should have been.
You know what I'm
Yeah, but when you
saying?
got
Just
people
go to
like Tim
Canada.
Gavin fucking it up for us. Like,
Yeah.
No,
They were
that's 15
setting-
for a board. Like 15 for a board? What are you doing, dude?
I mean, that whole exchange rate thing.
Yeah, it was like 50. It was like 20, and then 25 with grip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, I would always hook them up with grip if I had it. But it was actually funny too, because like, even thinking about it, like 40 Canadian is only like 32 American.
Gotcha.
So it's like not too bad, you
Yeah.
know? Like,
Cut it out.
you know, I'd always hook up like and I wouldn't just sell boards just to sell them to whoever. Like, I'd only hook up like the homies that like actually wanted to skate the boards. Like, I wasn't just trying to go look out and be like, hey, who wants to buy a board? You know, like I wasn't that type of dude, but I also didn't have any means to any money. Like, growing up, that like I needed to kind of sell certain things to be able to kind of progress in like where I wanted to be in my career, you know?
And I think also it comes to a certain point where it's kind of understood, you know, where the skate companies are sending you product, and it's kind of understood that you can sell because nobody's paying you.
Exactly.
You know, so
Yeah.
until you get paid, and then they're kind of like, whoa, wait a minute, you're still selling boards? Like,
Yeah.
easy, buddy, you
Yep.
know?
Yeah, no, honestly, I don't think I haven't sold anything since I was probably like 18. Like straight
You
up.
just sold me a pro board outside for $35.
Come on now. No, I didn't. But no, like I actually like giving back now, especially because I'm in the position that I'm in. I'm
Yeah.
able to like financially like support myself. Like I've even been doing my own contests back in Canada for the last 7 years before COVID, where like I would give back to the community. We'd have like 100 to 200, 120 people compete in like 4 age categories. We'd have like the town involved, where we'd have like a rib fest festival with a bunch of food trucks selling food.
Whoa.
Like, you know,
That's
there's a
sick.
bunch of different things that I do in the community.
Out
back
in
home.
Whitby?
Yeah, back in Whitby, at Iroquois, where I grew up, bringing it back to the roots.
I love
Holy
it.
That's
know?
awesome.
That's
shit.
awesome.
How did
Yeah.
you end up going about that? Did you like talk to the city or talk to the skate shop? How does that work?
So for the first 3 years, I just free banged it. And
Okay.
I was like, well, originally why I started this contest too, to be honest, was like I had a friend that passed away in a canoeing accident in 2012.
Oh wow.
And I always would hook him up with product, you know? And like once he passed away, rest in peace, Doug, I was like, you know what? I need to kind of bring the community together and also just give them something to look forward to, you know? Because like, especially in my hometown or even in Toronto, we don't really have a lot of skate contests, you know? Like, so for the first 3 years, I kind of just free banged it. Just was like, hey, spread the word on Instagram, and like we'd have a bunch of kids roll in, you know,
Really?
like
from surrounding towns and
yeah,
stuff.
like I've even had people from Montreal drive 5 hours to come to the contest.
Holy
you
shit.
know, like so like a lot of kids would just come not only to skate the contest but also to meet me and like
Oh yeah.
kick it, enjoy each other's company, you
Yeah,
know, and
yeah.
like I'd get all my sponsors to send product to it like throughout those years, you know, and then once the third one was done, I think, or no, maybe it was even the fourth one, the town came up and were like, yo, like, who's running this event, da-da-da, and like everyone was starting to point at me, and then they're like, hey, if you don't come and get insurance from the town for the next one, like we're going to charge you $10,000 for throwing an event.
Ouch.
So I ended up like talking with the town a little more. They wanted to kind of combine my event with like a rib fest, which is like kind of like a food truck frenzy, just so they could capitalize on all the people that are there. Because originally, like I had a local catering service called like Antonio's, which is like an Italian deli that I grew up eating every day. Like I grew up with the kids that their parents owned it. And yeah, like I'd get free macaroni salad for everyone, free sandwiches. Like I'd hook them up, you know, like, so
That's tight.
yeah, like I
Make
did
me
a bunch of,
hungry.
yeah, right. Well, I think you guys just ordered pizza, right?
No, I don't know that. Rod's got it back there all to himself.
Damn it. But yeah, no, so like I was kind of just always trying to give back in that sense. And once I finally started paying for insurance, which was cheap, it was like $200 for like the day. Then they obviously brought all their stuff in, you know, the food
It's
truck.
kind of a win-win. It's kind of a, you
Yeah.
know,
The one thing that
food
sucked,
and-
though, I'll be honest, was the fact that like for the first 3 years, I'd have Red Bull go there with like the big Suga truck, and like it'd have speakers, like the sound system. So like the DJ that I hired to do it, he would be able to like have his like whole program on that, and like we'd just be blasting music, and like you'd also see the Red Bull truck on the grass, and people would drive by, they just want to stop because they're like, wait, what Red Bull? Like
Red Bull and
we gotta-
Whippy.
yeah, like
what's
we
going
gotta
on?
stop. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so like it just gained a lot of traction and attention, especially in Whippy. And then once I started working with the town, because it's a public park, they didn't allow Red Bull to be at that anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it was a little catch-22, because then I had to like start renting gear for speakers, generators, having to
Why
pay
wouldn't they
for all
let
this
the-
extra
I don't
stuff.
understand. You got the rib fest and the thing. Like, why wouldn't they just?
And we obviously like I
Was-
wouldn't just give out Red Bull to like anyone that was under 16. Like it would have to be a certain age.
Oh, I wonder
You
if
know,
that was
definitely an
part of it, for sure.
yeah.
Okay,
So
I didn't
like
think of that.
yeah, it was just a little catch-22, but
Sure.
I was already like every time I do the event, I go out of pocket like $5,000 to $7,000.
Damn.
You know, like
Damn,
just
dude.
because again, like I want to give back to the community. Like
Wow.
I just love doing
Love
it.
that.
You know,
That's awesome.
pay all the homies. Like even for the 4th annual, like I paid for the whole park to be repainted. So like I hired 3 graffiti artists. I actually flew one of my homies from Cali out there to paint for me as well, and like bought $1,500 worth of spray paint, and then they painted the whole park. And just recently, people started like tagging over certain things, but like the park is still the same as it was like 5-6 years ago is when I got it done.
Wow, that's incredible,
That's
bro.
super
cool.
Congratulations and thank you for doing that.
Yeah, no, I
dude.
appreciate it.
Because I mean, the kid, listen, some kids out there, maybe small town, Whippy, you know, maybe they don't see a future.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I don't know. It's just, you're giving them maybe something, a hope or something to get into.
yeah, well,
you
something
know?
to look forward to.
Yeah.
You know, because like I even have kids now, like, are you going to bring back DJV? Like, it's like, dude, it's COVID. Like, Canada has the most strict rules in all of the
Sure.
world right now. Like,
It's like,
I can't do that right now, but like, I obviously want to. I've missed it the last 2 years. Like, next year will be the 10th annual if we kept continuing to do it. So, like, I'm hoping things will somewhat come around by next May, because we usually do it at the end of May every
was gonna
year.
ask,
It's
around
like
in
pretty
May.
much
Okay.
Memorial weekend.
Oh, wow.
So, like,
That's when
hopefully.
Rib Fest is going on too. And all
Yeah,
that stuff.
you
Rib
know.
Fest sounds amazing.
when was the
delicious
last time you
food.
were back?
I actually was just back in Canada a couple weeks ago. Not expected. I just kind of had to go there because I was in Europe. And because I'm Canadian, they wouldn't allow me to fly all the way back to the States. Like it was so crazy. Like,
Right.
At
Hey,
the-
what'd you have to go through? Like,
so I was at the airport from Paris going back to Cali, checked in my bag, checked through security, customs, etc. Literally boarding the flight, and then they were like, you know what, like, you're a Canadian citizen. Like, they looked at everyone's passports, like, oh, you're Canadian, like, you can't get on this flight. I'm like, what do you mean? I live there. Like, I have a visa. Like, I'm supposed to be going back to my home right now.
Yeah.
They're like, no, like, you're a Canadian citizen. If you don't have this NIE form, which is like, I think it's called like a non-immigration exemption. You're not allowed to come back to the States. You have to go back to your home country. So I was like, what the fuck? Like,
Weird.
all right, so
I don't even live there now. What do you
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, straight up. And like, I don't even have a place to stay there. Like, I just sleep on homies' couches.
Right.
You know, like,
But you have to stay there for a certain time, don't you?
yeah, I had to stay there for 2 weeks.
2
Dude.
weeks. Okay.
Yeah, well, 16 days, because obviously after the 2 weeks of quarantine, then I had to get my COVID test the next day, and then I got the results, and then I could fly home. So,
It's a little
like-
detour, dude.
dude, it was
crazy.
crazy.
Seems
And I
like
was,
getting on blind was easier than that.
yeah, straight up.
No doubt.
But that's amazing. What's the event called that you throw? Is it
It's called DJV Skate.
DJV skate?
Yeah.
TJ or VJ?
DJV.
DJV.
So it's actually
skate.
the initials are for like my friend's name, Douglas James Vickery,
Okay.
and then it's just skate.
Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing. I love that. I love
That's
that
so
you're
rad,
doing
bro.
that, man.
Yeah, I
And
got,
coming,
like-
coming out of pocket. And
Yeah, I
stuff?
got like a tattoo of like the tree at the skate park because we always hang boards on it and like shoes and stuff. So I got that
Amazing.
on with like and once Doug passed, his mom got like a bench and also like a big rock kind of put at the skate park. So like I got like a tattoo on my whole ribs of like the tree with like the shoes and like the boards, and then it has like the rock and it says DJV on it and stuff as
Amazing.
well. You know,
Sick.
Amazing.
it's a huge like. Not only did I grow up at that park, but like same with Doug and a lot of my friends growing up, that like it holds a certain like spot in my heart
Sure,
and my soul.
yeah.
You know, where it's
Yeah.
like I always like to give back to the community and also the people that like have been there for me, and that skate park was there since I started. So it's like,
Crazy.
you know,
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it, man. 'Cause you don't turn your back. you
Nah,
know?
I remember everything. You know?
Yes, yes. So amazing. So blind, you send him a tape. Now you're getting boards. You're getting 8 boards a month.
How much footage
Going
did you send back
through
to
it.
him?
Well, it's technically 4, but you know,
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But listen, that's the box is showing up with 8.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure the wheels, all this stuff. I mean, you must be on cloud 9 right then. You
Oh,
know,
dude.
16-year-old kid.
Yeah.
yeah, no, definitely.
Bro.
I was so hyped because I never really expected myself to like be in that position to like get that many boards and also like be sponsored. You know, I was like, at that time, I was like, oh shit, like I'm just skating, trying to like set goals and certain things for myself to be like, I want to do this for life, but I don't know how to do it. You know,
Yeah,
like what am I going to
yeah.
do to get there? So like I'd always just be filming in the streets, like just trying to do my thing, you know, and like eventually, you know, every year I try and set certain goals and try to achieve them. So, you know, eventually things started to collectively slowly come together for me. And yeah, I'm just stoked that I had that mindset as like a young kid.
Sure.
You know, a lot of people, even to this day, like, are like, you know what, you shouldn't really set goals, like just go and skate and have fun, which obviously that's the main part of it, but you still need to have somewhat of like an overall goal and like
A
a mindset of like where you want to be, you know, like don't be don't over push your boundaries, like stay in your lane, but also like just skate and have fun.
Listen,
you
there's
know?
nothing wrong with having goals, man.
Yeah.
No,
nothing.
not at all.
Not at all.
Did you know Morgan Smith?
Yeah,
You
I
were
did.
friends with him?
Yeah, I
Okay.
definitely seen him around when I was younger. I never skated with him when I was a kid because he lived like, he grew up in Markham, which was like a 45 minute drive from me. And I never really like, I didn't have a car. I didn't have parents driving me around. The only person that actually like, which I'm very thankful for, was Bobby DeKaiser. I grew up.
Oh, wow.
I actually grew up with him. Like I met him when I was 10 years old. And he was 6, and he was still figure skating at the time.
Wait a minute.
Really?
Whoa,
Yeah, yo, I got some
Let's bring it
stories.
back.
I got
Let's
some
bring it back.
stories. I got some
Really?
stories.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Bobby, but
Sorry to
That's
expose you.
amazing.
figure skating.
Yeah. So
Amazing.
like, yeah, when I met him, I came
Never
over to
would've
his,
thought.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
dude, he's fucking amazing on a board. He's so
This is true.
His
Magical
balance,
feat, man.
yeah,
It's
his
true.
balance is incredible. And like, yeah, like when I went to his house when I was 10, like his parents invited me over for dinner to hang out and stuff. And like me and Bobby were just like, he was so talented right when I met him already, you know, and he was only 10. He was like better than I was when I was 10. I was like, holy shit, like this kid, or sorry, I was 10. He was 6.
He was 6.
And he was fucking killing it. So I was like, damn, like I want to just skate with Bob, you know? And like I was pretty much like his big bro for a really long time growing up. And, you know, his parents would always drive him and support him in every way possible. So like they'd always like try to include me in a lot of different things growing up, which I'm, again, thank you, Emily and Jack, for that.
Amazing.
And yeah, you know, I actually lived at their house when I got out of foster care for about 1.5 years or so. You know, like they took me in and like try to keep me out of trouble and just like skate with Bob and like do our thing. And then once I was in grade 12, 2009, they ended up moving, and then Bob kind of he was about 14 then. I was about almost 18, and then they moved to like a different city, and then we kind of started like losing contact. We didn't really skate together because again, I don't have a car, and like he's on his own tip, you know. And then like we kind of lost contact for a long time. There wasn't like really social media and stuff at that point, you know. And yeah, but you know, I got nothing but love for Bob and his family. Like they took good care of me when I was a kid, and I cannot thank them enough for what they did for me, you know.
So sick.
Super dope.
Yeah.
Wow. He never tried to get you into figure skating.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
I think he got out of that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But yo, to be honest, like he used to play the piano. Like his mom had him like doing a bunch of extracurricular activities like all the time growing up, you know. Like when I was always at their house, his mom was like, Bob, you gotta do piano lessons for 30 minutes like before you go skateboard, you know. Like it's pretty sick.
That's super
That's
rad.
so sick.
It seems like a lot of Canadians, I mean, they play hockey or on the ice a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, there's a season for it.
Yeah.
You know, like
Sure.
even for me when I was a kid, before all the crazy stuff happened for me, like foster care and certain things, I lived on like a court where in the back there was just like a big ravine, and like all of the grown-ups would in the wintertime like build like an ice skating rink for all the kids.
Oh, that's cool.
And like we would all just go play ice hockey for fun and like hang out with each other and stuff, you know. So I mean, I played a little bit when I was a kid, but obviously once I started skateboarding more, I was like, fuck hockey. Like, I just want to skate.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
That's cool though. That they could
Yeah.
build an actual like hockey rink and
Yeah.
stuff.
Was just getting a hose, like getting
Yeah.
just the form done and then just filling it up with water. And then it gets so cold at nighttime that it just freezes over. And then, you know, you just go and scrape it, make sure it's flush, and you're good to
That's
go.
amazing.
Wow.
Wow. You build snowmen and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I mean, back in the day, like I said, I lived on that court. So, like, they would always be shoveling all of like the snow, like the snowplow trucks, all the way to like the end of the court in the middle, and like just be like a huge like fucking big snowbank. And me and all my boys, like everyone on the court, like we'd always just shovel it and try and make like a little igloo. You know, like
Okay.
it's funny. You know, like
Yeah,
it was cool.
yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
kid shit. It's fun.
It is.
I mean, you take your surroundings and you have fun with them.
Yeah, you gotta make the
some
most
kids
of it.
jump in leaves, other kids make igloos.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you're not on blind yet, right? You're just
No.
getting flowed.
Yeah.
Things are going well. You're sending them tapes and stuff like that.
Mhm.
By the way, right about now, are you getting shoes? Is it?
I was kind of getting shoes from Circa,
Circa?
for a few years. And then pretty much I dropped my first, well, I had a Mag Minute in 2008.
Oh, Magnet.
Okay.
Yeah,
That was
2008 or 2009.
that's around that time, yeah.
Yeah.
Those were a big thing
Yeah.
at that time.
So I had that come out, and then I think my very first part for Blind was This Is Not a Test, and that was in 2011.
Okay.
And that was when I got announced to Blind.
Wow.
And yeah.
How did that come about, though? Are you're in Canada
Mm-hmm.
now? Are they calling you and they letting you know about all this stuff, or was it a surprise, or was there talks about putting you on?
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely talks to, you know, Weiss was always trying to push me just to come out to California because, you know, this is like the skateboard jungle, and you kind of got to be out here to like kind of really make it if you wanted to, especially at that time.
I was
Yeah.
just about to say.
Yeah, like now you could live anywhere and you could skate, and if you're undeniably good, like you could stay wherever you want,
Yep.
like Bob did.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
But for me, like Weiss was always trying to tell me, like, you know what, you got to come out to California. You got to stay here as long as you can. So my very first trip out here was January 2009. I stayed here for the whole month of January, and I actually stayed at Jared Lucas's house, the Bones team manager. He
Okay.
put me on like about a year before that.
Was that upstairs? Did he live upstairs?
No, he lived in
okay.
Huntington Beach with DeVille Noon.
Okay.
I don't know how to say his last name. Sorry, but
We
I
all
just
know-
call him DeVille.
Everyone knows who's DeVille.
I
Yeah.
don't even know his last name.
Yeah,
It's DeVille.
no idea.
DeVille.
Yeah. So I stayed at their crib, and then he lived across the street from Joe Kralik, who like shot photos at the time too. So like, I was just in the mix, and like I remember first coming out here, I ended up staying at his house, and like Boo Johnson, Isaiah Johnson, like there's a bunch of kids staying there at the same time as me, you know, and like Jared would just kind of take care of everybody, and like, okay, yeah, come out and skate. Like we went to the Skate One warehouse back in the day with the hubba. went to a bunch of different spots in Santa Barbara, like just all over the place for that month. And I just filmed a bunch of stuff. And a lot of that was in my first part for Blind. And then I remember coming back out like in 2010 and then skating with Weiss a bunch more. I ended up switch 180ing El Toro. And then
What is it that you did that?
Yeah, what the listen. Wait, let's say switch. So what you go there? What does Weiss just bring you there? Like, hey, I got to show you. Is he expecting you to skate it, or does he just want to show you this thing because it's an iconic spot?
Yeah, I mean,
A little bit of both.
That's
maybe.
the most Weiss thing to do is just bring someone to El Toro. Like,
Not even ready.
I know. Not even ready.
Yeah, like I mean, he obviously knew my potential to a certain degree.
Okay.
And like I remember going there even in 2009 to look at it because
so you've been there
we
before.
talked about it.
Okay.
And I was like, oh yeah, like I'm down to check it out. And like I went there, I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not skating this. Like I'm not ready, you know.
I
And
wanna
then
survive.
yeah, and then like a year later, I was actually staying in Arizona at the time because before I started coming to Cali a lot, I would stay in Arizona because of Phoenix Am. I met some friends out there, and like I actually had a better feeling, you know, because I felt a little bit more comfortable around the people that was there, and they also had filmers. I didn't really know anyone in California other than Jared and Weiss at the time, but it's always scary going to stay at your team manager's house when you're a kid. You know, you feel like a certain pressure to like you have to set a certain standard for yourself.
Yeah, and the eyes are on you.
Exactly. Yeah. Like,
Sure.
so was in Arizona, and then me and my boys came out here for my homie Tyrone and Brendan. We ended up coming out to Cali. On the way back from the weekend, stopped at El Toro, and I was like, it was just one filmer, and I was like, yo, let's just try it. And then I tried it like 7 times. I landed on it like 4 out of the 7. And I just couldn't ride away, like kept getting wheel bite or I'd slip out. And then like the 3rd time that I actually kicked out was the 7th try, and like I exploded my ankles, hot pocket steez.
oh,
And I was like, okay, I'm done. Like I can barely walk. Jumped back in the car, drove to Arizona. I literally chilled for a full week because I was like leaving to California 8 days after that happened. So like,
You're going to Arizona and then going back to California.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I was going back to Arizona, and then I had to fly back to Canada.
Oh, gotcha.
You know,
gotcha,
so
gotcha.
like
Okay.
I was like, you know what, like just chilled for that whole week, and then I think on like the Friday or the Saturday, I was like, yo, like I want to go back out there and do it. So like,
Wait a minute.
before you go back to Canada?
yeah, before I go back to Canada, I was
Okay,
like,
so
yo,
you drive back.
yeah. So I was like, I asked like Tyrone and Brendan, I'm like, yo, could we please go back out to like Cali? I want to do this. Like I know I can.
Were you feeling good after a couple days?
Definitely. Well, yeah, definitely.
Okay,
I was like, yo,
okay.
I'm hungry. You know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
wanna-
it's weird because that's the hardest part is knowing what it feels like.
yeah.
Because, like, I mean, I would never know what it's like to skate El Toro, but
You don't
at
know what
least
it's
you
like to
know
skate.
what it's like. You're like, oh, I can actually.
Yeah, it's manageable. Like
Yeah.
I landed on it, and I landed on it 4 times. Like I know I could do this. Like it's
When
just
you were landing on it 4 times, were you just was it compression? Was it just too much for your?
well, what I think it was the fact that I skated all weekend, and I went there literally at sunset on the Sunday. So I was
Dead
just
legs.
Yeah, I was just burnt. You know, so I was like, got a full week off. I'm a kid. I recover quickly. Like let's just go out there, and I'm gonna handle it. So we ended up like calling Weiss. I was like, yo, like I'm coming back out there. So we left Arizona at like 4 or 5 in the morning to drive out there, and then got to this one spot in Costa Mesa, which is like that one gap that's like a grass gap over a sidewalk that everyone used to skate. Morgan Smith backside flipped it back in the day.
Grass gap over a sidewalk.
I got a photo if you want to see. But it's like it was in my blind. This is not a test part, but I switch flipped it.
Okay.
And right after I did the switch flip, I was just like so juiced. I was like, yo, let's go right now. So then we ended up going El Toro.
So good.
And then I did it 2nd try. I landed on it 1st try, slipped out, and then went back up, did it 2nd try, and then I was just like, fuck yeah, I got this trick, let's go. And like
Oh my
I was
God.
still like ready to still skate, so I was like, told Weiss and everyone that was there, I was like, so where's the next spot? Like, let's go.
No.
You know?
You already switch flipped a goddamn grass gap with the sidewalk. Now you're going to El Toro switch 180. Now you're ready to keep going.
Yeah, I went to another double set.
Weiss is
You
like,
went
I
to
love
another spot.
Yeah, I went to a double set. There's like a 4 flat 5, I think, and like in Irvine, and I tray flipped it, and then I was like, okay, perfect.
Is it the one in the corner of the street? Or
Yeah, but it wasn't that one that you're thinking. I know the one you're thinking
Oh,
of,
by
but it
Soltec?
was, yeah, but I think it was a different one.
Huh.
I don't know. It could be the same
So you
one.
got 3 tricks in one day, and Switch 180 El Toro's one of them in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
That's what.
Wild.
TJ, after TJ lands the Switch 180, he does a tray flip on flat ground like perfect.
Yeah, no, that's why I was like, okay, yo, I did this tray flip, I did it in a line, like, let's just go and get this other tray and on this double, you know?
Well, if we didn't land the tray flip after the Switch 180, then he'd do it again.
Yeah, straight. I had to, you know? Didn't land it perf.
So this is like Weiss must have been thinking like, I love this kid's determination.
Straight up.
That trip to me sounds like it solidified you to get on.
Yeah, I think that's honestly what it was, you know, because even Weiss has talked about that in the past, where he's like, I knew seeing you skate those spots and you're still hungry to go get more. Like
After you got broke
yeah, like
on El Toro.
that's the type of person that like we want on, you know, and like I think he pretty much told me after that day, he's like, yo, we're working on a video, you're gonna be in it, and like things are gonna come around, and then like within a year later, then I ended up being in the video, had a full part, and then they like gave me like a super small check, but it was something, you know, and it gave me more motivation to like keep pushing. You
I mean,
know?
you're am,
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
You get a little small check. That's cool, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, you probably shouldn't get paid till you're pro, right? But all AMs get paid, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta
Yeah.
give them some type of credit to where it's like, yo, we acknowledge you, we do support you, even
Right.
if it's $200 a month, like 200
Yeah.
Americans, almost 300 Canadian.
Perfect.
So you're like, dude, I got money for the month.
No,
you
that
know?
goes a long way. Shit,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it also like it shows them like they support you.
Sure,
You know, so it's like it only wants you to push more and do more for the brand, especially in my position at that time.
Right,
You know?
right. Yeah, no, I mean, maybe that came out wrong, you know? They should pay you, but... I mean, I got paid when I was an AM,
I did too.
you know?
There's a lot of AMs too, though, that like even to like this day, like they get paid pretty good.
Sure,
You know, like
sure.
I don't know exact numbers, but like I've heard certain things where it's like, oh yeah, this guy's getting like 500, almost like 1,000 to ride for this company, and he's only AM, or actually 1,500. I've
There you
heard
go.
from this other guy, and I was like, dude, I wish I got that when I was AM. Like,
It depends who you ride for, too.
This is true. This
Not
is
everybody
true.
can afford to just pay somebody. Just
Yeah.
To pay 'em.
Yeah, I agree.
Skate
Yeah.
companies.
But back in the day, though, AMs did not get paid. Like, way back. Right?
Way back.
Yeah, I'd always hear that.
I got
Right.
paid.
Oh, yeah. Right
No,
away.
we're talking about way back.
Way back. No, you talking about like in the late '80s and shit
I'm
like
talking
that.
about
What
like-
you talking about? 'Cause I'm talking about. I'm '93. I was getting paid as an AM.
Yeah,
So-
that's
Yeah.
dope.
It was, you know,
It was something.
it was something.
Yeah.
But you know, it was.
What we get, like 300?
First it was 100. This blind too.
Oh,
We had some
that's
in
sick.
common, you know.
That's dope. That's respect.
Blind $100, and then it probably like 2 or 3 months later went to 300.
Sick.
So,
Okay.
And then girl was paying 1,000. So.
That's why you made the move.
yeah, I had to make the move.
But
Shit.
we're also selling boards too, right, on Blind.
I never
Selling
sold
product.
board, and I
Oh,
wasn't
really?
selling. I wasn't selling. Well, you know what?
Wait a minute.
I was. I take that back.
Yeah, you had those
Yeah,
Mark
right.
I take
Gonzalez
that
and all
back.
those
I
dope
take
graphics.
that back. I take that back. I was selling boards. I was selling wheels too. There was a time we sold some. Yeah, whatever. That's not about me.
Yeah, no, it's good shit though. Hey, at least everyone does that. I don't feel like I'm the only one.
You are definitely not the only one. Man.
Yeah.
It's all part of the game.
It is part of
It
the
is.
game, man. It is part of the game. And so that solidified you on Blind. Got the video coming out. Now, you're still living in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Now, at the time, was there talks about you moving down here, or were you going to just keep staying up there, or were they kind of letting you do your thing, or what's going on at that point?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of let me do my thing for a little bit. Obviously, Weiss was like, you need to come out here as much as possible.
Sure.
You know, like come and skate, like just make your mark in California. Like you don't need to be stuck in Canada. And like at that time, like I didn't have the money to do it. So I was also working construction a lot back home.
Oh.
So like I was like building houses, doing ceramic tiles, hardwood floors, drywall, painting. Like I did it all.
Oh,
we could
wow.
use a little remodel here.
Let me know. I got
Yeah,
you.
okay.
I've done some home renovations recently. I did like kitchen backsplashes. I did a bunch of stuff for Emil Murray, like
Yeah.
the sales rep. Like I built him like a little shelf in his garage to put all his stuff in. You know, like-
That's the homie.
Yeah.
That's dope.
so
Okay.
like I'm always down to like do some other stuff other than just skateboarding,
For
especially
sure.
being out here. It's like you don't get burnt on skating, but like you want to have that release and that other satisfaction of just like what life could give you.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
Yeah. Because I imagine at that time as well, it's like you got the winters, you got this, you got like, what are you going to film in the skate parks? You're not really doing that. You got to like, they kind of want you out here producing.
Well, that, but also, especially at that time when I was coming up, Blind had like this agreement with I think Transworld back in the day where it was like these blind Sunday fun days.
Yes. I
And
remember those.
you would get like they'd pay you to do them and also pay the filmer.
Perfect.
It wasn't a lot of money. It was like maybe $100 or
Yeah,
something.
still.
But again, like I would literally just go every weekend and go rifle off one with like the homies, and like they'd get paid, I'd get paid, and like we would just be producing so much content, you know. So like I was going to a lot of skate parks growing up just to like fulfill my obligation to try and get a little bit of extra money so I could
Okay.
like be on my board more first and foremost, but also then I get an extra bone here and there, you know.
Oh, wait a minute. You're out there. Is it,
Yeah, I was in Canada doing all that.
but were you with the homies in Canada or the people out here and they would just mesh the two?
No,
Together.
Yeah, no. So like I had homies that I grew up with that filmed back in Canada, and his Jordan Moss, Eric Valentic, and Wade Power. Like I had like
but
three
the Blind Fun Day Sundays, were they
Fun Day Sundays.
whatever? Yeah. Sunday Fun Day. Was it? But were they blind skaters out here?
Yeah, yeah.
And then
they-
you're back home.
Yeah,
And
like
then they're
they'd-
combining the footage.
no. Like we'd have our own separate episodes.
You'd have your separate.
So every
episodes.
Sunday they would
Got
have
you.
one come out, and it's like I would film like a 3-minute park montage with me and some of my friends.
Got
And then
you.
they'd drop it every Sunday. So it's like I'd have one, and then maybe the next week was Felipe Ortiz
I see.
or you know
I see.
Morgan Smith. Like they had so many different ones going on back in the day. You know, Romar. Like so many
Yes.
people. You know.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of all these people, man. I mean, listen, the team right now is fucking stacked, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Weiss knows how to pick them.
Bro,
Yeah,
straight up.
you guys are. Oh, you're
Hey, does
killing
Morgan
it,
still have a
man.
board?
No, actually, Morgan kind of stepped down from being a professional and wanted to just kind of stay in Canada and not really skate professionally anymore. But he still skates all the time and he kills it.
He's incredible.
But,
amazing.
yeah,
He's
he's
so
one
incredible.
of my faves, and like it's kind of respect that like he didn't really like coming out to California all the time, and he just wanted to do his thing and like stay in somewhat of a comfort zone. So he
Sure.
just did his thing, you know, which is honestly it's respect because
Yeah.
Hell
you know
yeah.
like if there's another kid that wants to come up and you know like there's not enough room on the team and this and that, like at least like they were able to have that potential, and like Morgan has made his mark in skateboarding forever. I feel you
Yeah.
know like everyone in Canada especially knows who he is and how talented he is, and he could have been he is one of the greats.
He's great,
you know,
yeah.
but like
I love him.
he could have been so much further in his career as well if he really wanted to, but he wanted to stay in Canada, and I have to respect that.
Yeah, man. I mean, everybody's different. We talk about it on the show all the time. It's like when you get older and older, and I'm sure Morgan's not that old, but
No.
it gets kind of tougher and tougher, and you've kind of like been there, done that,
Mm-hmm.
and traveling gets harder, and you have a family, or you have this, or you have more obligations. You start to almost create this new life, you know, with maybe even without you noticing almost,
Right.
you know, it just
course.
kind of is happening.
Unbeknownst.
Unbeknownst to you, yeah. So,
Dude,
I
he won-
understand.
Dude, he won Battle of the Barracks, right?
Yeah, he won Battle of the Barracks.
That was-
I forget which year, but yeah, he almost won it 2 years in a row, I think.
It's like 2011, maybe.
I think that's where I met him.
Yeah,
was
me
Battle
too.
of the Barracks.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, no, he's one of my favorites growing up, even to this day. Like I'll still see some of, excuse me,
Oh, bless you.
my bad.
You're
But
good.
like I've seen some of his clips even to this day, and like, dude, he's just doing stuff that like no one does still, you know, and it's just so inspiring to know that like I felt like for me at least being like an outsider's perspective looking at him, he's been more comfortable on his board now than he was even being a professional.
Bro, it happens.
Because
it's the
like
weirdest
he
thing.
just
No
had too much pressure on him where he
pressure's gone.
yeah, and like you know like I'll see him do like a fake U5 switch front 3 heel out
Dude,
or
I
like
keep
switch
thinking of
big
that in my head.
yeah, you know, like, dude, he does so many insane tricks that, like, no one has still done to this day. You
And
know?
that's another thing about getting older and finding your niche and your groove. It's like, man, it is a lot of pressure, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And listen, skateboarding is, we just want to go have fun, you know? And that's where I keep saying I'm at the point where I just want to go have fun with my friends.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, I don't want to go and film video parts. I don't want to do this. If I can get an Instagram clip here and there, that's cool. but I want to go have a great time and not worry about all the stuff that comes with it.
Yeah, and the deliverables and just certain things that you need to do.
I don't have fun doing that anymore.
And
that's the problem.
Back then it was fun to go
it was
out.
an adventure.
It was so fun. But then you're like, oh man, I don't have fun doing that anymore when it comes to
I gotta drive to the Inland Empire today? You kidding me? Yeah. What am I gonna do out there? Inland? What spot are we going to in the Inland Empire? Wait, what? I've never. No, I'm not going.
It is fun to do that still for me because I don't have to do much. I can like go skate with you or something and be like, oh, dude, watch my friends fuck shit up and I can film it or something. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And I feel like times have changed so much since even when Morgan was coming up, like social wasn't as big of a aspect for like your career, you know, like when he was coming up, like he just turned professional before all the social came out. And then once this was on, it was like, that was just another thing added to his job where he was, I mean, I'm not putting words in his mouth, but like maybe he was just like overwhelmed by that, you know? He's like, dude, I'm supposed to just be filming video parts. Now I got to do social. I got to do this. I got to do that. Like, it's just a lot more, you know? And I
can see that. I can see how this is going to be a little bit jarring on people. Like, cause man, I've had this conversation with many a M, and that some dudes just don't want to do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But I'm just like, all right, well, you know what? You're probably not going to have a long career.
Well, some
that's
people
just real shit.
They don't like it at first, and like I'll say something like Wade DeSarmo. Yeah. He did not fuck with it at all, and now he fucks it up. Dude.
Yeah,
you know,
no, straight up.
And same with like someone like Vincent Alvarez. Right?
Yeah,
he didn't have it at first, and now he kills it.
Yeah,
you know?
He does.
No, straight up.
Yeah, and as far as the AMs go, it's almost like they won't have a long career, but maybe just to get started in the industry. It's like, what are you going to do? Send him a VHS tape now? What are you
Definitely not.
You got to... It's a whole different world out there.
Yeah. It really is.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that because we've talked to other, Canadians on the show, and it's that process is very difficult. You thought it was difficult to get sponsored out here? Being in Canada, going through all those hoops, distributor flow, this, that, and the other, and then finally getting that chance.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
It was challenging, straight up. But
for real.
Again, I'm so thankful to have all of those hoops that I had to go through, because if I had it super easy, maybe I would have gotten more comfortable than I should have.
That's true.
And, like, I'm always so driven to, like, want to do more, always, that, like, I'm honestly stoked that I had it that way.
Bro, I'm just sitting here thinking, man, Canada has such a rich history in skateboarding, too.
For sure.
All these legends.
So many.
Legends.
I think it was it always was weird because a lot of them it was a hard time for them to actually get noticed out here.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like
it's tough.
There's only like a handful, like Appleyard, Rick Howard, Colin.
My God.
Yeah.
And then like there was a bunch of others,
Sluggo.
but
Luis.
Yeah, Weiss.
There you go, man.
Weiss moved to
Weiss had to get
California.
naked to get noticed.
Yeah, right.
Naked McTwist. Let's go.
Hey, what was when you were growing up? Like, what videos did you watch, and who were like your favorite skaters growing up?
So there was definitely a few videos that I watched all the time. There was this one video called Environment. I'm not too sure if you guys know what that is, but it was like a Toronto skate video. I think Morgan had a part.
Were you more focused on Canadian skateboarding?
Definitely, just because I didn't really know like how to get the resources to like get all these videos. Obviously, I watched probably Flip Sorry and like certain other ones. But like I never really like processed that the same way that I would if I watched a Canadian skate video, because again, like
it's more relatable.
Yeah, not only relatable, but I was like, okay, like these are what the guys are doing in Canada. Like I want to make sure that like if I'm that age, I could be at least somewhat at that capacity of like technical tricks. So then I could be like, you know what, like maybe I could make it because these guys are killing it at this age. Like I want to make sure that I'm doing what they're doing. You know?
Interesting, yeah.
But that was just my own mental. It's probably pretty fucked. But
what about any smaller videos that you took notice of, like here in the States, or was it just mainly?
I remember watching the Barry video when it came out back in the day.
Oh, the Barry video.
Interesting. Jacob Walder, Kevin Romar.
Okay.
Didn't Scott Kane have footage in there? Or I just remember he would skate with him a bunch. But
yeah, I'm not too sure if he had like a full part or anything. I think he had clips in that, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, no, because they would all skate together, like Scott Christensen.
Yeah. I just remember Romar's part with that song "Straight Through the Hood." It was just so G, and I still listen to that song all the day.
Kevin Romar's a G. That's right, bro.
OG respect.
What about any other like Canadian videos that you were really hyped on?
66 tapes later, Top Dollar.
Top dollars. Yeah.
There was, I mean, just growing up in general, like Strange Brew was another really good one. Like one of my favorite skaters growing up was obviously Grant Patterson, Wade DeZarmo, Spencer Hamilton, Morgan, like all the guys that were like kind of made a name for themselves, and like they definitely did before me. So I looked up to them the most because I was like, dude, these guys are doing it. This is where I want to be. Like I want to do as best as they are, you know?
Sure.
So I definitely spent time with all those guys too throughout the years. Skating growing up.
Great bunch of guys. Too,
yeah, no, they're amazing. And they're all from like different places too. Like they didn't really grow up where I did other than Morgan and Grant. There's also a bunch of other skaters too that I forgot to mention. But like,
is it Will Marshall from your zone too?
Yeah, like Will is probably like the oldest skater that I know from Canada. Like I met him right when I first started skating, and like his dad would always drive him to skate parks back in the day when we were kids. And like I met him at my local park, Iroquois, and he was kickflipping over the A-frame to flat. And I was like, dude, how is this kid a year younger than me and he's fucking killing it? You know, like I was just so hyped to see someone my age and like pushing the envelope in a different way, because he's gotten to travel so much more than me, especially as a kid. And like, yeah, I've known Will for like 20 years, and dude, we lost contact for a little bit throughout the years, but I've been kicking it with him a bunch more recently, and like just super stoked to like still have that friendship, you know?
Totally.
He's killing it too, man.
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
I'm so proud of him, honestly. Like on so many levels, I'm so stoked to see where he's at, like being on all-timers, just skating and just doing what he loves, you know? He never really had to move to the States to do his career, kind of like Bobby and stuff. And like I'm just truly hyped for him, you know? Because there was even a few years back, like he had an injury. He like tore his meniscus and like had a little flap tear, and like he was just stuck in Canada for a few months waiting to get an MRI. Damn. And I was like, he was supposed to go to Barcelona on a DC trip, and I was like, yo, dude, like just come stay at my house, and like I'll bring you to a surgeon, at least get an MRI the next day. It'll be $300, and we'll see if you need to get surgery. So he was actually just came out here. He was going to be out in Cali for a couple days and then go to Bars, and I brought him to go get his MRI. Turns out he needed to get surgery, had to get it like the flap tear ripped out. So he was only supposed to stay at my house for 1 day. He ended up staying for like 72 days.
Oh, wow.
Because like he ended up staying there and then getting surgery, and then I took care of him while he was in, you know, recovery.
But wait a minute, what's up with the healthcare out in Canada? He didn't want to just go that route?
So I
Seems
mean,
very expensive to do it here. You don't have insurance.
it is, but it's not, because like he was already waiting to get his MRI for like 3 months, and they still wouldn't like put him to get an MRI. He was literally sitting in Canada all winter, and they wouldn't give him an MRI. So like he's like, dude, I'm just sitting here rotting for 3 months. Like I need to start going on trips and doing things. I'm like, well, just come out to Cali, come kick it, say what up to me, and like we'll see if we can get you sorted. And like he ended up coming down, stayed with me for 1 day. Next day we went and got his MRI, and then
71 days later.
71 days later, straight up.
So that's the thing, right? So it's like they have the healthcare is free out in Canada, but it's a long waiting list, huh?
It's a long waiting list, as well as the fact that like if it's not severe, like if your bone isn't sticking out or something, they're just gonna kind of push you off. You know, like they're not good. It's not like urgent to them.
There's an order
you know?
to it.
Yeah,
seems like,
and it's just kind of bullshit, because it's like if I want to just pay to get it done, like let me pay and I'll get it done.
Right.
You know, like he would have done that, but they weren't letting him.
They don't have that option to like you could just say I want to buy it.
No. So like that was like it was
fast pass.
Yeah,
seriously, just like fast track out here. Like come on, you know,
hey, little fast Disneyland, get a little fast pass. Go to the front of the line. You know what I'm saying?
That fast pass no longer exists.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Shit.
Did you try?
They stopped it this year.
Okay.
Damn it.
So
you know what's something I just heard today that actually kind of blew my mind was Ted DeGrosse.
Oh yeah.
So I was talking to Cairo, and Cairo was like, "Oh yeah, his brother Ben DeGrosse is a huge YouTuber."
Yeah.
I
First of all, wait a minute. Ben DeGrosse, he's not only the skateboard YouTuber, but he's a construction YouTuber too.
Really?
He's got a construction YouTube channel that kills it.
Wow, I
And
did not
he
know
does
that.
and he does skate stuff like that too.
Sick.
That channel does really well too.
Wow.
That's
But his
dope.
carpenter shit, I was like, whoa! I was tripping at first. I'm like, is this the same dude?
Yeah.
Is this what's that?
Skating and then doing that. That's pretty.
Bro, killing it.
Multi-talented.
That's pretty
Yeah.
sick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but Ted DeGrow, shout out, dude. Great
Yeah, no,
skateboarder.
Ted's dope.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely a legend. Like there was this other video growing up watching. It was like an Underworld video, Yesterday's Future, and he had a part in it. This other guy, Carl LaBelle,
Oh yeah.
Grant, Dave Lapchuk, Mickey Papa had a part in it. There's a bunch of skaters in that video. That was all like from the West Coast, and they
What about Mitch
killed it.
Barrett? Does he have a?
Mitch Barrett.
Mitch
yes.
Barrett,
He
sorry.
didn't have a part in it,
Oh.
but he's another local Canadian legend, and he's
Yeah.
one of my favorites. You know, like
Chad
Dixon.
Chad Dixon.
Chad
yes.
Dixon, yeah, he was definitely another one that I looked up to too growing up, and he was in Yesterday's Future. He had
Okay,
one of
yeah.
the sickest parts. He was listening. He played that ghetto gospel song.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was a good part. It was so sick.
I love that, bro.
Sick.
Man, good stuff, eh?
No,
Hey.
fucking A right, bud.
Good stuff,
Yeah.
eh? Huh?
Bring me back down memory lane right now. It's
Oh,
so
I love
sick.
it.
I love this shit.
Listen, at this point in time, you had mentioned Circa for
Yep.
shoes and all this stuff. You're still up in Canada, right? You haven't moved down here yet, or you have?
No, so I ended up starting to travel obviously from 2009 to like 2013, coming back to Cali, back and forth,
Right.
on and off, and like I was working construction at the time, so I would end up coming back and forth, go home for a couple months, save a bunch of money, come back out for like a month, 2
Sure.
months, and then just do that cycle for a while. And then I think from around 2012 to 2014 was when I was staying with DeCenzo a lot, because Scott originally, like Scott DeCenzo, he was coming to Toronto a little bit, and he would stay at my house with me and my dad at that point.
Oh, okay.
And like we skated a bunch, and then Scott's like, yo, come to Cali, you can stay with me and my brother, return the favor type shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool, that's respect. And like I didn't really know Ryan at that time. So once I finally came down and kicked it with him, I was sleeping on their couch, and like me and Ryan clicked instantly, like I was jumping like him, like we kind of had the same, not level of skating, because he was obviously way gnarlier, but like we had the same motivation.
Got you.
And like just going back and forth, and then eventually like I got my visa 2013 for 5 years. It was called like the P1 visa.
Okay.
And shortly after that, Ryan was like about to buy a house in Huntington, and we were about to go on like a trip, because we were going to Europe. He had a Red Bull tour where he was going to like Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand. And I wasn't fully on Red Bull then. They were scouting me since 2008, like kind of hooking me up here and there with like some cases. If I was going on a trip, they hooked me up with like $200, like nothing crazy, but like I didn't have to wear the hat. They just hooked me up,
Got you.
And then once I went on that trip with them, because Ryan's like, I'm not going on this trip unless TJ comes.
Amazing.
So we went on that trip, April 2014. I remember like it was yesterday. Had the amazing time. I actually fractured my foot in Singapore like the 5th day in the trip, but I didn't realize I did. And I still skated every single day.
Oh my
No
god.
way.
And once we got back from that trip, Ryan was in escrow at that time.
Okay.
And then he's like, you know what? Like you can have a room at my place, So like I rented a room from him in 2014, April, for about 3 years.
Wow.
2.5 years. Yeah. And then
This was in what?
Huntington?
Huntington
Beach. Yeah. It was
Okay.
like right off Warner and Magnolia.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was stoked, man, because at that time, like, I was still just kind of going back and forth all the time, and I just didn't really. I felt like at that point, Canadian, like living in Canada, wasn't really what I wanted to do. I just wanted to move to Cali and try and do the best that I could with this like hand that I've been given,
There you
know.
go.
So I was like, "Yo, Ryan, you're gonna give me a room for $500 a month, like." Sold. Let's do this right now. And I wasn't really making a lot of money at the time, so it was hard to really kind of pay that. But he ended up getting me on like RDS and a couple other companies to where like I was able to kind of pay that monthly rent as well as have a little bit of pocket change on the side.
Perfect.
You know?
Oh, so you
Perfect.
did ride for RDS?
I did ride for RDS for about 3 years.
Oh,
3
okay.
years.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like
The
that.
time that you lived with Ryan. Sounds
Yeah,
like.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I quit shortly after moving out with him within a year. I just wasn't really, I mean, no disrespect to the brand. I love that they support Canadian skateboarding, and like Sluggo, Moses, and Dave Boyce, like they've always had my back, and I appreciate everything they did for them. But I just felt like I was turning into somebody that I wasn't, and I didn't really want to follow into other people's footsteps. I wanted to do what I wanted to do.
Got you.
You know?
Right. It's respectable.
And that was just, yeah. And, you know, for me, like, for that time when I moved in with Rye, I had noticed throughout my parts, because, you know, I filmed so many parts throughout those years that, like, I look at my footage then and I'm like, fuck, I'm wearing skinny jeans. Like, I never wore that when I was a kid. Like, why are my fits so tight and just so obscure? Like, what the hell am I doing, you know? So eventually, once I quit RDS, I started buying my own clothes, buying what I wanted to wear and made me feel good and comfortable.
Sure.
And eventually, you know, things started to kind of snowball into like a good effect for me. You know?
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when you were, I mean, skating with Ryan DeCenzo. I mean, listen, Scott DeCenzo is amazing too, but Ryan, man, that guy's on another level, bro.
He's gnarly.
He's gnarly.
I mean, I felt like Ryan, obviously he's amazing and just kills it, but Scott was right there with him, dude.
No,
And
again,
it just
I'm
sucks he
not-
never got that recognition he truly deserved.
Sure.
Like, I felt like, no disrespect, but Plan B did him dirty. You know, like, he should have been pro right after that vandalism part, but they never really gave him that time to shine.
Right.
You know? And I feel like with skateboarding especially, like, it's a really hard point to where you're just like, you're trying your absolute best, and then if your companies aren't supporting you the way that you want them to, it starts to get to you.
It's tough, man.
Definitely.
It's definitely
You know?
tough.
It
It
definitely
plays on
does.
your mind.
Yeah,
For sure.
It was
You
a
start
definitely.
you start questioning yourself. Like, am I
Yeah.
supposed to be doing this? It's like if your peers that, you know, sponsor you and they're not really not that they're not backing you, but they're not, you know, putting that fucking stamp down. You know what I'm saying? Then
Right.
it definitely it will fuck with you a little bit.
And here's your brother
Exactly.
doing it.
That's what I was
Yeah.
just about to say. And then you see your brother, you know, just killing it and making so much money doing his thing, buying a house, and he's just struggling to try and pay the rent and do his thing. Like,
Right.
it just sucked to see how that went down for him,
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
because
Yeah.
I felt like he definitely deserved to have that limelight that he always wanted, you know?
There you go.
And now he lives in Canada, which I'm super happy for him. He seems like he's super happy. I haven't talked to him in years, but he moved back to Canada, bought a house, works construction, and he's doing his thing, which I respect that, you know,
Sure.
like he, you know,
Doesn't he have a
cards-
board on Powell?
He did, but I'm not too sure if I think he would still ride for Powell, but like I seen his first board and then I haven't seen another graphic from him since. You know, so I think like once he got that board, he probably was just like, I'm done.
Dude, that's amazing though, right? You got your board.
Yeah, you got his board, and he
Yeah.
was done. You
I think
know?
that's kind of the dream everyone wants, right? When you get that board.
Yeah, sail off.
Yeah.
yeah, straight
So
up.
keep going, and once you get that, sometimes people
Yeah.
did my thing.
Damn, man. Well, you know, that's good. And so after the 3 years living with him, Red Bull put you on finally after that trip?
Yeah, so I mean, I got fully contracted by Red Bull at the end of 2014.
Okay.
So like I
Whoa.
moved in with Ryan April, and then we actually went to Halifax in Canada for this other project that we were working on. It was called The Last Resort, and you know, they finally gave me hats, and they're like, "We're gonna put you on." Gave me a contract, and like, this is gonna fulfill this year, and then we're re-signing you for next year, 2015, and then yeah, I was stoked.
Can you
Super
choose your own hat? Because everybody's no, but listen, everybody's head's different. I got a little small head, you know what I'm saying?
Same
Like
here.
I can't wear certain hats. That's why I always wear this hat. It's perfect, fits me great. I love it.
Yeah.
Did you get to choose? Like, do they have different fits? Do they have different? What's going on over there?
For the longest time, especially right when I got on, I had really long hair. I was like in a psychedelic phase.
Okay.
And you know, I just grew out my hair super, super long, and like the only hats that would fit me were like beanies. So like I was rocking beanies heavy back in the day, and then once I cut my hair in like 2016, that's kind of when like I started trying to mess with all the other like snapbacks, 5 panels, all the other ones, and I still never really felt super comfortable wearing a lot of them. And then about 2018, I started finding some hats that I was super hyped on, that I was like, you know what, this is the one, like, rocked it heavy, and I was super stoked on it, you know?
So they do have a plethora of fits and hats that you could choose from.
Totally, yeah. No, but like the one thing too is like being on Red Bull Canada versus the States, like we only get certain hats that Austria gives us. So like we can't just like go and customize our own hats, you know? So like it was definitely more limited to us, where like Jamie Foy and all these other guys that are on Red Bull in the States, at the time, Tom Curran was the team manager, and he literally would go and customize any hats they wanted, whatever fit good, and then they'd get what they wanted. Where like Canada didn't have that option, so like I kind of just like got what I could get.
Right.
You know?
I would hit up like dudes down here, man. Yo, send me some hats.
Right?
Man. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I eventually did.
Okay.
But for the longest time, I just was like, I don't want to bug anyone. I'm just stoked to be a part of it. Like. I'll just rock whatever they give me. There you go. You know, and I feel like that's what a lot of skateboarders do growing up. Like, they get something for free. Like, they're not going to complain about it. Like, they just get what they get, and they're stoked to be a part of it. You know?
Sure.
Until they get that little moment where they can actually, you know, say, hey, can I get this hat?
Yeah. Straight up.
I'll wear it more.
Yeah. How does that work now, though? Because I see sometimes you have like a little patch on your pants, or like...
Yeah, so I mean, once COVID hit, I didn't have any hats that I could fit in because of the fact that like I shaved my head, and none of the hats fit me, especially the ones that I was rocking 2018-19, because they were just kind of like more of like a golf fit almost in a sense, and it just looked super crazy on me, you know?
Oh, with
like,
your haircut?
Yeah, because
okay.
like back in the day I had like the little wings, so it kind of went with it, you know? I was like, oh yeah, Red Bull gives you wings.
Got little
You know?
wings there.
Yeah, so I was like hyped on it, and like once I shaved my head, I was like, you know what? I don't know if these hats are like my vibe anymore. So I didn't really wear it a little bit here and there, and I wasn't obviously going to contests and certain things to where I could actually like be noticed not wearing it. And eventually I met this dude, Indra, who makes pants, and his name is on Instagram Televisistar. And I met him through this guy Kev Perez. He's an amazing filmer, and like I seen him get some pants from him that was like VX logo, you know, embroideries. And I was like, damn, like I've been buying these Polar cargo pants for like 2 years now. Like I just really want to like get some new pants because Polar stopped making the cargos. So I was like, I hit up Indra and I was like, hey man, is there any way that you can kind of like make me my own custom pant if I just give you, you know, my design and my measurements, you know? And like ever since then I've been just getting like custom pants made. And then eventually throughout that time, Red Bull like seen that I was always getting compliments on my pants, and they were like, you know what, like just put the Red Bull patch on the pants. And you know, like you have to obviously wear the hat at events and certain things, but if you don't want to wear the hat and you're filming for like a project like S, for example, like you don't have to wear it as long as you're wearing the pants, because there's still a logo visible.
Where are you putting the patch? Like on the pocket there, like the little side?
I put it kind of like right in between where the pocket is into the cargo pocket, because I only wear cargo pants. Because I always have my phone, my wallet, like I have everything in my pockets.
You put the shit in your
when you're skating.
When I'm
all that shit
skating.
in there.
Wait a minute,
it's an extra 10 pounds.
I love that.
Bro, you put shit in the cargos, actually the side pockets?
Yes.
Everything. Yo, I have my keys, I have my wallet,
While you're
I have
He
everything.
actually uses it.
Yeah, straight up.
But it's like
full
banging on
potential.
your knees and shit.
Doesn't matter.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that, bro. That's real shit.
Yeah,
I
like,
love
bro.
that.
90s
Looks like it doesn't
I don't
bother
think
him at all.
I ain't trying to leave my stuff on the sidewalk or wherever, and then I get robbed. You
can't trust nobody.
No one's safe out here.
Still,
Have you
man.
smashed Have you smashed your phone at all with those?
Nah, thank God. Knock on wood.
No way. Wow. Okay. So you got the Red Bull. Okay. I'm just trying to figure this out, you know, just in case they come calling.
Yeah.
I need to know, maybe on the shoulder here or something. I don't know.
Well, they give me some like shirts too that like, and like again, like for Red Bull, like they kind of have a lot of slim fit clothes. Like they said, oh yeah, if you don't wear the hat, you could wear like a t-shirt, and it has like the embroider here and certain things. But the shirts, like I get 2XL in the shirts, and they're still slim fit. They're too small.
You got your own fit going.
Yeah, you know, like I got my own
fit.
I got my own steez going right now to where like I ain't trying to like, again,
I love that shit.
rock anything that like I don't feel comfortable wearing anymore. You know, like I just want to truly be my own identity and not feel like I'm pressured into rocking certain things that I don't want to, which I'm very proud and happy and grateful to be a part of Red Bull. And I want to continue that relationship as long as I can, because I have a lot of plans with them as well. But I just don't feel like if I'm doing certain things, like I should have to wear the hat 24/7.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
100%.
And it's like, even you guys gave me good leverage in one of your segments with Justin Eldridge and all you guys.
Oh, yeah?
You guys were talking about, I just love how he's not wearing the hat, but like, you know, he still has a sticker on his board, and like he still has the pants. You know, like that. I sent that to Red Bull, and I was like, yo, like people are feeling this like steez that I'm rocking right now. Like, don't let me wear this hat 24/7. You know, like,
I like that.
please, like, like I'm begging you, like.
Well, it's a big thing. I think a lot of skaters, they take notice. It's the hat. The hat is a thing.
It takes
for
away.
Red Bull, you know, and it's like, you know, you hear like, oh, he'd look better without that. You know, obviously these comments, you know, whatever.
Justin.
Right? Yeah. But you know, it's like, oh, Justin. But listen, he's a wild animal, man.
Love him though. Yo, it's respect.
Yeah, he speaks his mind. And
Yeah,
especially
no.
when he's in the moment and he's feeling like, you know, the passion. That's,
Well, dude,
He
some
keeps it
hats-
real, and that's what you like to. I like to see personally. I like to see someone like, if they have constructive criticism and they want to talk about some shit, like
Totally.
talk to me about it. Because yo, like if I could change it, I would. But certain things I can't change.
Well, also you need to feel. Listen, as skateboarders, we all know that pants, socks, shoes, underwear, shirts, sweat, whatever you're wearing, you need to feel comfortable in that to actually skate. Good.
Yeah,
You know?
100%.
Let's talk about the fit. Let's talk about the fit, because you got your own fit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What size are those pants?
I mean,
I would
they're custom, so like I don't even know what size they really would truly be.
okay.
But
because they fit your waist perfect.
So
Oh, so they
I
fit
got
your-
the waistband on the
Oh, you
on
got
the top.
Amazing.
elastic.
Yeah, I got the elastic waistband on the
You
top.
don't like a belt.
No, I can't wear belts because
Okay.
it digs into my chest,
Yeah, I
especially
feel
when
you.
I'm trying to like pop or like just
feel
skate.
you.
Like it's just,
Can't
I'm
do
not
that.
into that,
Okay.
you know?
So rad.
So I got like the waistband, cargos. I literally have from denim to ripstop to even some velour track pants if I'm feeling super swaggy. But like I don't wear those out in skating, you know. But like if I'm just rocking around the house or whatever, like I'll rock them, you
Yeah.
know.
Love it.
But yeah, and then
Are those like thick? Is it thick denim?
it's not too thick personally. Like to other people, they might be really thick, but like for me, I'm just like I'm used to it now. You know, I've been rocking them for like 2 years, so like I'm
Those
just
don't
stoked.
need to be stretched because they
They are stretched though.
and-
Yeah,
wow, there you
yeah.
go. Baggy and stretched.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Like I literally feel like I don't wear pants sometimes. It's perfect. Like I feel like I'm in
Amazing.
2004, 05 again. Like I love it.
Up, dude.
But then, so you got the big, so you don't know what size they are. You just, how do you tell the guy how big you want the pants?
Well, so I'll be
What waist size are you?
my waist size probably like 34.
Okay.
If that, but like
Yeah, right. It's like
So you fall under a
32.
medium.
nah, I got big hips. Like I'm you know, I got some big hips.
All right.
But like I ended up like doing some research. I found the exact size of like an XL polar cargo pants back in the day when I was buying them. And I just measured them off and I sent them to Indra, and I actually added 2 centimeters to all of the length of like the width of
interesting.
the knees, the inseam, like everything, to where it was a little bit bigger than like the XLs. And so when I wash them, they're actually like a perfect fit.
That's it.
I see.
You know?
Good
I
thinking.
see. Because back in the day, you know, we would wear the big pants, but also the waist was bigger too. So you had to cinch the belts, and then the
So I have the cinches on the bottom of my pants for like, so they don't curl under my shoes. So
Yeah.
like it kind of keeps it a little more tighter up at the
Okay.
bottom, but it still sags
So
and
they're
it
not
looks
all
fresh.
belled at the bottom.
Yeah, you know, it like it still looks fresh. Like when I'm
Okay.
skating, and it's also when I'm actually taking a push, it's not like getting caught on my heel, or I'm not
Yeah.
limited in
oh,
any
bro,
sense.
when
you know?
when the pant slides under the shoe in the
Oh.
back, that's dangerous.
That's
Yeah.
super
It's dangerous.
gnarly, yeah. Especially if you're inside, like skating like the
Oh my
barracks
God.
or something.
Yeah.
And your foot slips on the pants like that. Dude, I tweaked my knee like
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Super
yeah.
gnarly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I found like my own fit lately, and I've just been truly stoked that like Indra was able to kind of like take my vision and actually make it into a reality for me.
Okay.
And I cannot be more thankful for that.
I love it,
dope.
bro.
And it's super cool too. I don't mean to cut you off,
no,
but like
please.
you know, even from like when I first started working with him, like we ended up doing like a pro pant at the beginning of 2021 where he launched his website, and like we did a pro cargo for me denim, and like I told him, I'm like, dude, you make me pants, like I don't want no royalties, I don't want nothing, like I'm just truly grateful for you making me the pants that I've always wanted, you know. So like, thank you, you know, use my name, do whatever you got to do to like promote your company and get it off the ground. And like first day of him launching the website in my pant, he sold like over 120 pairs.
You called him back for the royalties?
No, never. No, because I stay true to my word. But like, you know,
So that helps him out a ton.
Hell yeah,
dude,
big time.
I mean, he's from Indonesia, and like, you know, selling the pants for 120 a pop, selling 120 of them.
money.
You know, he made some good money off it to where like
Yeah.
he could get his business off the ground and kind of pushing towards his goals and his dreams that he's always wanted.
Dope.
You know?
Dope.
And then he came down here about 4 months later in 2021 in April, and I introduced him to a bunch of people out here, helped him sell some pants, and then I got him into like a sales rep with Emil Murray,
Nice.
another good homie of mine, and you know, now they're working together. He got into the Boom brand thing, and dude, within the first 3 hours, he sold over 600 pairs of pants.
What?
Through all of the U.S. distributions. Like, I think I'm not 100% on the exact shops, but I heard through the grapevine that he was getting in CCS, Tilly's, a
okay.
bunch of different things to where it's
Nice.
like he's making some really good money now. And like,
Hell yeah.
even from when I met him, he only had one sewing machine. Now he has 17 employees and 13 sewing machines going. And
That's
love
amazing.
that.
because of the fact that
awesome.
like he didn't have like the resources to kind of fill those orders, now he's had to outsource to other people to make the pants that are being ordered in the States, and he's just doing customized orders through his online from him in his warehouse that he has already made
Beautiful.
So
You know?
he's making your pants like in his office
in his office in Indonesia, straight up
with
And-
his own hands, just doing his thing.
straight up. And like he's also like, throughout the time that I've been rocking him, like, dude, numerous pros have been hitting him up, like Ashad, Deshaun, Alex Midler, like the list literally goes on. Skate Moss, like so many people have been hitting him up trying to get like their own custom fit and stuff, which are like
tight.
Jake Alardi, like so many people that I'm just super stoked that like he's getting his dreams to where he's always wanted them, you know?
Damn.
And
That's
like
awesome.
again, like I'm not in it for the money at the end of the day. Like I'm just truly stoked to be able to help other people out, like how I've done my contests and so many other things. Like I just want to see other people succeed, because like if you're winning, yeah, that's cool, but like you want to see all your peers winning as well, because that ultimately makes you like your team be a better.
It's a good
You know?
feeling.
Yeah,
It's a
like,
good feeling.
It's just like when you have your team and everyone's winning, it's such a better feeling at the end of the day than
Yeah,
just
everybody's
like,
eating.
Yeah.
you know, like I don't, you know what I'm saying? So I'm stoked.
Everybody eats.
Hey,
Yeah.
TJ, what are you hiding in the secret pocket?
I mean, especially
What do
in
you
my
mean? You got
in-
secret pockets in there?
I do. So
Whoa.
like, well, in my pants specifically, he made like this Canada flag in some of them where like you got this little pocket inside. It's almost like the dime bag pocket.
Okay.
But I don't
Yeah.
smoke anymore. I don't do none of that. But like he has that and it has like a little Canada flag on it. It's just like to give me my Canadian steez.
Okay.
Pretty stoked
That
on
was just a little hit that he did.
Yeah, like it
Amazing.
doesn't have my name or anything on him.
Okay,
It just has
okay.
the Canada flag. So it's like, yo, that's TJ's.
Got you. Got you. What about the tall tees? You're not into tall tees anymore, or what?
I mean, I still rock the not tall tees per se. I used to rock those heavy as a kid.
I know you. We saw the ad. It was like you had an ad of. Or no, it was an interview.
Yeah, yeah.
You had the tall tee going down to the ankles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It
I
was
didn't
like,
see that.
Oh god,
that one
it's
was like a
amazing.
The
7.
ankles?
Yeah, it was like a 7XL custom tee. I never skated in it, but it was still just like
Yo, you should have filmed a line or something in that
7XL.
shirt.
I should have, but at the time, like they just were like, "Yo, we don't want to get it dirty. Just take this photo and take it off."
Oh,
I was like,
wow.
"All right, it's cool."
That's amazing.
XL.
Yeah, like it was like a 3XL added with a couple like 4XL to the bottom of it. So it literally, I swear, like it passed my shins. It was literally to my shoes almost.
Jerron, after the show, we got
I
to
gotta
you got
see
to watch
that.
it, bro. It's
Wow,
so good.
that's
It's so
so
good,
Yeah, it's
man.
pretty sick.
That's
So funny.
But yeah, no, like shirts I rock now is like XL, or I'll wear a lot of tank tops lately.
Okay.
I'll just go to like Target or wherever and just grab like a 6-pack, and you know, I just rock those, especially because it's so hot.
Yeah.
A little getting
You
warm.
do. You tuck it in too. I noticed that.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, if I didn't tuck it in, it would just look so weird to me because of how wide my pants are that it just like it doesn't look good. So like I just tuck it in, you know.
Because it would go down and then it would go out
You feel me?
around
Yeah, it's
the
like
pants.
yeah, it's like I got a fucking crazy big ass. I'm just like, like yo, like I'm
See
good on
TJ's
that.
new clip, bro. His ass is insane.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, I'm stoked. You know, like
That's amazing. Listen, do what you want to do, bro.
whatever
know,
makes me happy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a TJ style all day.
Yeah.
Let's go.
100%, man.
Definitely stoked on like what I've been doing. So like, and yeah, even when I get like my blank tees, like I used to go to a store that was in Huntington when I lived there, and I grabbed like a 3-pack for like $15, but I was like, or 20 actually almost, and I was like, dude, like this is too much for like some blank tees. So I ended up going online once and found my tees on this website, and they're $2 a piece. So I'll literally go buy 50, 70 blank white tees, and it's only like $140, and then I literally have fresh tees for months.
For days.
Yeah.
Do you wear a fresh tee every time you go out? Or
Every single time.
What do you do with
literally-
the old tees? Goodwill or something?
Sometimes I'll wash them
What do you?
if I don't put holes in them from jumping.
Sure.
But if I wash them, I'll wear them either around the house or literally like every month or two, depending on how much I wear. I'll just go down the street and I'll just give them out to the homeless.
Okay,
You
that's
know?
good. Yeah.
I always try to recycle. I don't just throw them out to the garbage.
What does
Sure,
your closet look like, dude?
It's all white tees.
I mean, yeah, yo.
It's all white tees
so,
and
like,
elastic waistband pants.
Yeah, straight up, man.
Yes.
I mean, like, I definitely have like a good method going on with my closet, but like, I obviously only wear blank tees or tank tops. I've been rocking a lot more jerseys lately. Like, I just got this one from Round 2, like this thrift shop down in like on Melrose.
Yeah.
And I'll wear like basketball jerseys, or not basketball, but football jerseys, some baseball jerseys, certain things. But for the most part, if it's like sweaters and stuff, I'll either buy dime clothes or I'll buy this other company from Canada called Roots.
Okay.
And I just wear a lot of that stuff if it's like, you know, sweaters vibes. But like if I'm just wearing like a regular tee, like I don't really wear branded t-shirts at all, because for one, if it's a white tee, it's going to be ruined within the first day.
Sure.
Like if I'm at a contest, I'll rock it, you know, to support the sponsors. But like if I'm out in the streets or I'm doing my thing, like I personally just want to like, simplicity is key.
Yeah.
White's a tough
Yeah.
color.
Yeah.
White's a tough color.
Nah, not at all. I love it.
No, what I'm saying, when you
Well, to keep it
to
clean,
keep it
yeah.
clean, when
Yeah.
they get dirty, you skate in them. A lot of
Yeah.
white tees, they just
You should
get
should
dirty.
honestly see my closet. I have a photo on my phone.
okay.
I literally, like, on the top of my closet, I have probably like right now like 30 or 40 white tees folded perfect,
Perfectly.
then black, and then I have a bunch of different colors if I wanted to wear those. And then I have all my jeans, and then
love
just
it.
all my fucking sweaters, and then my shoes on the top.
So
know?
you're organized.
OCD organized.
OCD.
Love
okay.
that.
Yeah. Well, yo, you got to keep your house clean, because when you wake up in the morning and you look at your house and it's a mess, then your mind's cluttered.
Bro,
You
trust
know,
me,
like, you
man,
need to
it's
have that
such a
shit
bad- I keep my
set.
like living room and kitchen clean, and then my bedroom's a fucking disaster
Yeah.
because it's not in my everyday line of sight.
Okay.
I'm living in my living room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, for me, I like everything is clean. Like I can't. Like I even sometimes have a cleaner come in every couple of weeks just to clean,
Okay.
Oh,
make
nice.
sure
The
everything's
deep
good.
clean, right?
Oh, that's nothing wrong with
Exactly,
that.
yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
buttery.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
dope.
to, you know, and like
Yeah.
they only pay like it's only like $50 or $60, so it's like
That's
it's
mellow.
it's worth it.
Yeah.
You know,
Once it's clean, it's easy to keep clean. That's my
Exactly.
problem. Right now, it would take me all day to do all my laundry, to clean the fucking bedroom, clean the house, clean the the bathroom's a whole different story, bro. I don't even want to get into the bathtub and the shower. What's it called? The soap scum.
yeah,
Oh,
no, that's
come on.
yeah, that's dirty.
Toilets, scrubbing the toilets.
Oh yeah,
Well, that's,
no.
I had a little brush there, a little sand. Flush it, you know. Maybe a little Comet, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're pretty busy too, you know? Like, you have a
listen,
lot of shit
I
going
know,
on,
I
so it's
know.
like, I understand. For me, I have some days off to where I
Okay.
just sit at home if I did like a really long week or weekend of skating, where like usually typically every Monday I kind of just take off and I just decompress from the whole weekend and
decompress.
you know, finish all my emails, get everything done that I need to get done. Like I try to have a good schedule when I'm out here,
Got
you know,
you, got
especially
you.
when I'm not traveling. It just feels good to like have that routine
You got to.
where I'm just not like, oh, so what am I gonna do today?
Yeah, all stagnant and shit.
Yeah, you know, like
You iron? You do ironing?
no, because I just wear a brand new tee.
Okay. Oh, but sometimes they got the lines.
So when that happens, my good homie Lando, that I film with him all the time, he showed me a trick. Instead of ironing it, you just grab a squirt bottle and you just kind of like wet it slightly, like mist it, and then the creases just come out of it instantly, and you're chilling.
Just with water?
Yeah,
Normal water?
Just a spray bottle though. You can't dump a bottle of water on.
No.
It's got to be a mist.
Yeah, you don't use a stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hard stream.
Not
on
the hard stream's not going to work.
Okay.
Definitely not. Yeah, definitely not.
I never knew, because they have the things that, you buy in the store, and it's like the wrinkle remover.
Oh,
Oh,
like
the steamer?
No. Just it's a spray bottle, but it's a wrinkle
I'm
remover.
trying to remember what the.
You know what I'm
I
talking
know
about.
what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name.
But I feel like it's like chemicals and shit. So why am I putting that on my clothes?
Yeah.
I use like detergent that's eco detergent.
Eco-friendly,
Yeah, the
like-
eco-friendly.
Yeah.
Vegan styles.
Dude, I think that's what it is. I think it's eco-friendly. White bottle.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of them are eco-friendly these days.
Yeah, that's just the
No,
world we
I
live
used to
in.
use a Tide and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
now I use it's non-scented. It's just basic detergent.
Yeah.
Eco.
Organic.
Well, it's organic. Don't panic. You know?
I'm not panicking. Trust me. All right. So the fit, we covered that. That's good. Going back now, blinds in full effect. Boom, happening. Circa is still in the mix or no? What's going on there?
So I mean, pretty much like
Were you skating Adidas and Nike?
So I'll get to that, but I mean, from when I dropped that This Is Not a Test part in 2011, we were starting to work right after that on the Blind Dam video, which came out in 2013.
Okay.
And in that time I switched 360 Hollywood 16.
Wow.
And I did a bunch of other tricks for this part, and I sent Circa this part before it came out, being like, hey, like, I'm moving out to California, I'm having this full blown part that's like my AM part.
Sure.
Is there anything like we could kind of do to try and work towards something else? And they literally just stopped responding to me, just kind of like
Crickets.
X me. Yeah, just like fully like just
Weird.
MIA. Stop sending me shoes, everything. So then
Was this when they were going out of business, though?
I think it was slightly almost around that time, but it wasn't fully there yet, and like they didn't even communicate that with me.
Right.
And so yeah, I ended up like not knowing where to go, and then Etnies hit me up. Well, I actually we talked to Jameson from Etnies, and then also Scuba from Nike, and like I got shoes from both of them at the same time, and I loved the Etnies. But once I got a box, I only got 4 pairs. And at that time, being from where I grew up, I got a box from Nike and I got 10 pairs. And I was like, fuck, I could sell these in Canada for money. I was like, dude, like, this is sick. Like, I'm down to maybe try and get on Nike. And at that time, and still to this day, there's no one on Nike in Canada. Like, actually on the
Really?
team. No one. Like, there's a couple Flow guys,
Damn,
but not even through direct,
I didn't
through
think about
Scuba.
that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one's ever been able to break that barrier.
Wow.
And, I was like, fuck, I might have a shot, like, let's try this out, So I tried to get on Nike, and I was on Nike for about 4 years, 2013 to 2014. And throughout that time, like, I had a bunch of stuff that I did, dropped multiple video parts. I was on King of the Road as a mystery guest for Real.
Did you turn pro in that time?
I turned pro 2014, September.
September 2014.
Yeah, so I just turned pro, like, right after they started sending me shoes.
Got you.
So, yeah, and like I was on for a while, and then, yeah,
Nothing.
once Nike, I mean, I got called out by Wrecking Ball in 2017.
Okay.
And then the next week, I ended up, because we dropped a video called 4 Days for Blind, and I guess I touched on a manual.
Uh-oh.
Whoopsies.
Wow. How dare you?
It was black and white, so like it was pretty hard to tell.
Yeah.
But regardless, yeah, I'll take account for that.
How dare... just leave now. Okay? Just leave. I mean, give me a fucking break.
Yeah,
okay?
seriously.
Got called out by Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, and then like next week, I don't know if it was a coincidence or just they were just doing budget cuts,
Sure.
but like I hit up Scuba to get some shoes, and then they're like, yeah, sorry, we can't help you with shoes if you're not bringing something else to the table that we don't already have. Like, you're not getting on. And I was like, at that time, I was like, dude, like, I'm the only Canadian on. I'm the only one that's like able to, you know, put you guys on a map on a certain other space that like you don't already have. I don't really understand what you're talking about. You know,
interesting.
So, end of the story on that ended in like November 2017, and then that was like where I was starting to like buy my own clothes, and I was just about to quit RDS, and then I ended up starting to buy Adidas because I was like, you know what, like I want to buy some shoes that are gonna last. I need to get something that like, you know, I just feel comfortable in. And to be honest, when I was buying Adidas, I really loved the Mark Suchu shoe because I was jumping all the time, and his sole or his insole on the shoe was like this thick.
Oh damn.
So like when I jumped, like it wouldn't hurt, you know?
Right.
It felt really tight, but it still hurt when I jumped. Or didn't hurt, but like it was just a better shoe than like what I was used to.
Got you.
You know? And then that was about a year of 15 months almost of buying shoes. And then I was trying to buy some S's, but I couldn't find a shop that had my size. And then I hit up Kelly, and I was like, hey, like, and I also rewind a little bit. I met Pierre and Don at Street League Huntington Beach at the end of 2018. And I was like, yo, like, I didn't even ask for anything at that point. I just was like, damn, like these guys are the dudes. Like I vibed out with them. Like we talked for literally like an hour, and me and Pierre, like, because I'm French Canadian as well. He's obviously from France. Like we had a really good communication, and like we were just talking, like spitting jokes in French. You know, he's like, oh, you're a French Canadian. Like, comment ça va, très bien? Like, you know, just
tabarnak. You speak French
a little bit,
but it's different French.
Isn't
right?
French Canadian like pretty gnarly different?
So different. So different.
Pierre's looking at you like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But he was laughing, and he was like, yo, no, like that's sick. Like you can speak this, you know? So like me and just him had like a really good vibe together. And then I found out later on, like a month or two later, like that was like the owner of S. And I was like, oh shit, like, dude, like I actually have always been wanting to, like, you know, I got a couple pairs of shoes from Etnies back in the day. I actually like S, and I like the history of the brand, that I just really want to try and like see what avenue I could take, you know, because at that time it's expensive buying shoes, you know, like it's like $120 a pair. Yeah. So,
and the skating that you're doing, you're probably ripping through those things like no other.
Dude, yeah, it was crazy. I was buying like 4-6 pairs a month almost. Like it was crazy. You know?
When you told me that you were buying the shoes, I was tripping, because I'm like, anyone in our scenario can get free shoes almost any way possible.
And I honestly hit up Paul Shire. I hit up a bunch of like reps, Matt Milligan, a couple people. Matt Milligan, respect. He got me like a box of like 3 pairs once, but they were all the craziest colorways. And I couldn't really rock them, but I traded them into other shops to get the shoes that I wanted. But like, yeah, they weren't down. You know, like Paul, like I had even Ryan Clements hit him up being like, hey, could you like hook him up? And Paul was like, no, we're not down. So it was what it was.
Sometimes if there's not like a plan they have for you, then it's like, hey, sorry, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, like I'm not butthurt about it. I'm honestly kind of stoked that they said no, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because now I'm on like my dream brand of like being on like a skater owned company, and also being a part of something that like I've always wanted to be a part of. If I was like, even like look at Trent McClung, he was on Adidas for like 10 years, and like he never got a paycheck. He was never fully introduced to the team. Like Adidas did him dirty.
It's tough.
You know, it's just you know, you got to pick and choose the companies that you actually want to represent. And like that's why like when Kelly finally was like yo, you know what, like we'll send you some shoes, I was like, fuck yes, like hell yeah, I'm so hyped, you know.
And then he sent you some crazy colorways. Right?
No, not at all. Like I mean, S never really has the craziest colorways, to be honest. It's all really simple, and like it just matches my aesthetic of like what I'm going for. Even
you look
from
good
that.
in them.
Yeah,
you look good in them, bro.
Perfect fit, bro.
I want to really quickly just jump back, because you mentioned Circa not responding to you. You mentioned Nike saying no, this is not what. I respect the conversation more than the non-conversation.
Totally.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fucking people. We're all fucking adults in skateboarding, and it makes me so angry when there's no transparency and there's no conversation. It's like that infuriates me, man. Because all it takes is just a phone call. All it takes is like, hey, this is what's going on. Yeah. And you go, oh, okay, cool. I get it. No worries, dude. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go, peace, nice to, you know what I mean? It's all good.
Yeah.
But when there's nothing, when it's just crickets, it's like, that's the shit that makes me so fucking mad.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
They dread those conversations, bro. I mean, like
we're all adults.
Everybody dreads those conversations. But at the end of the day, I think that the most admirable thing to do is to tell these individuals, hey, it's not going to work out. And this is why. Or don't even say this. It's just why it's just not going to work out.
Let that individual then go. Don't string them along. Don't do. Don't cricket them. Like let them go somewhere where they want to go. You know,
straight up. Because like even for me, like with Nike, like I'd always see scuba at events and certain things, and like maybe it was because I was on RDS too. Like Nike's kind of like a package deal, clothing, shoes. You know, like they just weren't fucking with it. You know, and I was like. I didn't really realize that until later on, but every time I'd see Scuba, like he wouldn't really give me the time of the day. I'd always see him kind of look down and be like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, which it is what it is. Just at least like I've had enough shit going on.
It's kind of his demeanor though.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe
it's a little.
Yeah, but like just keep it real with me. You know, just keep it 100 with me, and then at least I know where I sit and I lie with the brand to where it's like, if you don't have a plan for me from the get go. At least, thank you for giving me the shoes, but let me like.
Well, it sounds like he did after a while.
At the end,
because here's the thing, though, too, is like I don't see anything wrong with giving people shoes or product to kind of see where it goes, right? And then if it's not going to go anywhere, then have that conversation, right?
Yeah.
But I don't see anything wrong with trying something out and then being like, well, you know what, actually, it's not going to work. You should probably okay, cool, respect. You know what I mean? But if somebody just kept you strung along or never called you back, that's what makes me so angry.
Well, especially when you're trying to get to that next level so hard.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think the conversation, is like, hey, we're not going to do anything with you, but I can maybe give you shoes. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like, hey, this is not going to happen, basically. I can help you out with this, but other than that, like you might want to look somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's a hard thing, especially when they're dealing with how many people they're dealing with.
For sure.
Totally.
They're probably dealing with Adidas and Nike, the team manager. I was like, dude, they have like, what, 3 team managers?
Yep.
Yeah.
But you could tell it sucks to be in that position.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Because when you have to say no to somebody and you have to feel awkward about saying no, it's like, dude, that shit sucks.
Yeah. You don't really know that person
And-
either, too, but you want to be respectful.
You feel like you're killing their dreams and all that stuff.
bro.
But at the end of the day, dude, like we're all adults, man.
Exactly, and
let's
that's
have the
also
conversation, bro.
And that I'm not even. Go ahead,
dude. When you started to come to me for shoes, I was kind of just like, hey, I told you, I was like, hey, I really don't think there's anything I can work on right now with you, but I'll give you shoes, like just like I said before.
Yeah,
It's like,
you
I
did.
can help you out with shoes, but just letting you know, I don't know what there is in front of in the future.
Yeah.
But that's where you give that person the right to do it.
The ball is in your court.
Yeah, the ball's in your court, and if you make it happen, you do. And that was why I tripped out. I was like, hey, nothing's probably gonna happen with TJ. Whatever, it's all good. I'm down to support him. He's a good dude. Then you just started to turn it on.
Yeah.
And then you came through, and I think everyone saw it.
Hell
Everyone's like, holy shit. And it was like undeniable that I was stoked for you, but like I was like, I have to put this dude on the team.
Yeah.
Like you forced your way, like not in a force, but like you proved your way onto the team.
No
Where
doubt.
everyone, like Wade's like, fuck yeah, dude, that dude's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, I think you kind of proved a lot of people wrong. I think throughout your, I think people looked at you and they're like, oh, I don't know. Let's see what he does. And then you just came.
And then he done did it.
Yeah, you
Straight
did
up.
it straight up.
But
dude.
there's also a time and a place where all the stars aligned.
Yes,
it was
that's
perfect
true.
for S at that moment. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
I agree.
And for TJ. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it was
I
like a
agree.
perfect marriage. Like, okay, let's make this happen.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he fucking took the wheel and just rode that shit. You know?
Yeah, man.
Definitely, like again, I have no like hard feelings about any of the other shoe companies I rode for in the past. Like I'm truly grateful for getting what I got at that point. But I'm just super stoked that like you guys, S and you, Don, Pierre, and everyone gave me that opportunity to try and prove myself, because at that point too, like I did quit a bunch of my sponsors and I was trying to like somewhat rebrand myself and like be someone that I actually always wanted to be, like my true authentic self. And like I never really had that, because again, like with my upbringing, I'd never had certain money and certain things that I needed to kind of take what I could get at that point in order to survive out here. And then once I was finally able to like save a little bit of money, I was like, you know what, like I'm not getting any younger. I need to make sure that I'm making the right decisions in my career. And like, I just want to bring it back to my old steez. And like, there was no other company. Well, there was, but at the same time, like there was no other company that I wanted to ride for and be proud to ride for other than S.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so like once I got that opportunity, I just literally, I fucking took it and I ran with it as fast as I could. And I just,
I was like, oh shit, here he goes.
yeah.
I sent us 12 minutes of footage from a Saturday. Shit.
He filmed his Welcome to S part in 4 days.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
it was 4 days.
Wow.
Chris Thiessen, yeah, I was super hyped on that, and it was just honestly like such an amazing opportunity to work with Chris as well, because he's been just such an amazing filmer since I can remember. You know, filming a bunch of the Transworld videos back in the day to like him wanting to work with me. I was like, damn, like this is sick. You know, and like he hit me up, be like, hey TJ, you want to film sometime? I'm like, yeah, let's fucking do this, you know?
Amazing filmer.
Yeah, I know he kills it.
Straight
And
up.
I'm just super stoked that that all worked out. And, you know, now I'm fully announced to the team and I'm not letting go of the gas anytime soon.
I could feel that.
But
bro.
I'm, you know, at least I'm in a better position to where I know where like a lot of my footage is going to go and where I want to be for the next 5 to 10 years of my career.
It's important, man. It's important. Like you said, sometimes you do things, you need money, right? You kind of, you take that hit, so to speak, right? But also you want to be able to look back later and be stoked.
Yeah.
On who you wrote for, what projects were you involved in, like what you did, you know?
Definitely.
Totally.
Because this is listen, we're in a short-term kind of industry, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like we can only skate at a certain level for a certain amount of time, right?
Yep,
I mean,
100%.
It is what it is, right? So you want to make the best of it.
Exactly.
You want to make the best of
No,
it.
you're
bro.
dealt with a certain amount of cards throughout your life, and you just need to make the best of that each and every day. And I felt like there's definitely times where I wish I could have done things slightly different, but at the same time, like that was me having to learn the hard way in certain senses, but also grew me into the person that I am today. And like, I wouldn't want to change it for anything because again, I'm very proud and hyped to be representing the brands that I ride for.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah,
It's
dude.
important,
Super
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
love
think
it, man.
you're kind of bringing back this OG nostalgic thing for like Blind as well.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I was a huge fan of Blind ever since I was a kid. Even like, I remember buying one of a blind board back in the day with Josh Casper, where it was like half like wrapped up because you couldn't see the bottom of it, but it was almost like the Big Brother cover, where it was like a bunch of bloody girls, you know, and Josh Casper going over.
Yeah.
It was a cover too.
Provocative like graphic, and they had to like kind of peel back the.
Exactly.
Okay.
So like I remember buying that back in the day, just like a bunch of different blind stuff too. Like I remember trading some homie at the skate park for one of his like slick boards that was blind and it had like the mushroom like kind of explosion. You know, like there's so many things that like I always loved blind growing up, just with like the Reaper and everything. And
It's a
like
rich history too.
yeah, so I was just super stoked to like kind of be a part of that as well, you know. And now being on the team for 13, 14 years, like I've been telling Weiss ever since I got on, bring back the Reaper, bring back the Reaper,
really?
you know. And like he's like, no, it's not time, no. And like eventually, like he finally did, and honestly, like it's been killing it lately, which I'm like super stoked to see. I think it was honestly the timing was perfect.
Timing's
you know?
everything.
Yeah.
For sure. It is. It is. And listen, man, I think that you're in a great place. And again, I think it's like, you just seem like a loyal ass dude,
Yeah,
man.
bro.
It's like
Straight
13 years with the company. I mean,
Hardworking, loyal dude.
yeah, that's great.
I don't
Yeah.
turn my back on no one, especially if they give me the opportunity to like flourish and like be the person that I want to be. Like I will stick with them till the end of my career. You
Okay,
know? Like that's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like it's mutual respect at the end of the day. Like I said earlier, it's like treat others how you want to be treated. And like if someone's going to give me that opportunity to shine and help me grow into like the individual that I want to be on and off the board, I'll always respect them and also do anything that they ask unless it's corny.
Sure.
You know, you have to have that moderation and balance in between the two, but like, you know, you always try and make sure that you're like taking care of them as well.
Totally, dude. Totally, man. Oh, congrats.
Yeah, bro.
On
Thank
that,
you.
on S. Like I said, man, you look damn good in the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some an OG reissue shoe we're bringing out.
What?
With his name colorway on it, soon, like in the next year. So that's something to look out for too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta shout that out.
Yeah, I didn't know if I should say that out on
we
this,
we won't say what shoe it is.
Okay.
Just
But-
whisper it in the mic. Just whisper. Nobody.
Yeah.
Okay, here we can't decipher.
So
Well, that's
good.
exciting.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exciting, bro.
That's dope.
No, I'm stoked. And I mean, with any company, as you guys know too, like everything kind of takes a year to kind of like
Yep.
progress and evolve into like where it is. So we've been working on it for a few months, and we got a sample in recently, and I wasn't really stoked on the colors. So we ended up changing the colors, and now it's fully dialed. And, you know, I'm really stoked to get that sample and then like, you know, just see that thing out in the streets where people can
dude.
buy it and support.
I
Yeah.
love it,
Hell
bro.
You know what I
I'm
love?
stoked.
So he had this colorway he made with Justin Tucker, awesome dude.
JT.
Yeah, JT
Yeah.
gives us.
Go.
They get the sample, and you know you're like, oh, maybe there's something else. You hit up skate shoe dreams,
Yeah.
dude. This guy hits up skate shoe dreams, and do you know who have you seen that
Did
account?
they make a colorway for him or something? Like, what do you mean? What
he
is this?
tell him the
So yeah, I was working with Justin Tucker on like trying to make like a colorway for myself, and he kind of just gave me like a solo print, and I was like, damn, this would look cool in this, but I didn't really like get to see the shoe like as it would be. And this guy, Skate Shoe Dreams, his name's Patrick, I think he's from Europe, and he was like, he always makes all these different colorways for all like Soul Tech brands and like
okay. He
all like
redoes.
DCs and
yeah,
like,
He takes
DS.
the existing shoes, recolors
yeah
them.
into like, oh yeah, would you like to see this in the line?
Okay.
and he'll put like different soles on different uppers, and it's like
Yeah. Oh,
pretty
interesting.
pretty brilliant.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta check
yeah.
this
I
out.
love
But it'll be like a real photo, and he photoshops
Yeah,
it
of
in. You're like,
course.
what?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
fuck? You're like, what? This shit ain't
He has
being
photos
made.
of
Right.
Literally,
Yeah, yeah.
literally,
He
yeah.
sent me a photo of you with these two shoes, and I'm like, where the fuck was this?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's so real
He does
looking.
a great Photoshop
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
man.
Straight up, yeah. So like I held a Silo SC shoe that was like the blue and white that just released. We did like a thing at OC Ramps for S because like they made us like a big life-size shoe box to skate. So me and Tom and Schmatty went out there to skate it.
Oh, yeah.
And like we took a bunch of photos with like the new vegan shoes and this and that. And he literally photoshopped that shoe off and then put the shoe that I'm getting on there with the colors that I asked, because I didn't want to bug Justin anymore. And like also Kelly, I was like feeling super bad that I like wanted to try and change the colorways, but I wanted to just see my vision
Yeah.
on like on a shoe to where I like I'm holding it and it would look fresh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, yo, like, do you mind if you like could mock these up for me, like these two colorways, just to see what it would look like? And he made them for me within a day and then sent them back. And I was like, dude, like, this is what I want, you know? So then I
okay.
sent them to Kelly and I was like, yo, I'm so sorry to do this, but is there any way we could change it to one of these two? And a couple hours later, Kelly was like, yo, like, yeah, we could definitely try and make that happen. And then, you know, I got the green light. There was the one colorway that was like kind of similar to Wade's and some other people's shoes that were about to drop. So we didn't go with that one. We went with the other one. But to be honest, I'm more stoked on the one that we actually ended
It all
up
worked
getting.
out.
So-
Yeah. So I'm like, dude, I'm hyped right now.
So wait a minute, you're telling me that this Patrick guy knows what shoe it is and the colorway, and we don't?
He's the only one. I mean, I could show you a photo.
You can show that.
Actually, the photo you have isn't even the real shoe.
No, it's not.
It's not
It's
the real
just
shoe.
literally a mock-up.
Yeah.
Let me see this fucking photo.
I'll show you. I'll
This
show
is
you.
There's a
incredible. I
couple
wanna
of
see-
those guys that do that, like in.
You're gonna see
not
the
a couple,
photo,
a
but you're
lot.
like, oh, that shoe exists, but you're like, no, it doesn't.
A little fucking ill Photoshop.
Yeah,
me
right?
see.
Look how
Let me
good
see.
his Photoshop is.
Crazy.
It's pretty sick. Because I was holding a different shoe completely, like totally different. And then they just put that in, he put that in my hand.
It's pretty good, man. Oh, I see some clipping that you didn't do, Patrick. I see a little clip. I'm just kidding.
But I
Oh,
loved
that's
it.
pretty good, bro. Wow.
I loved it because I hit up Charlie Manos, he's the production manager, but I hit him up with a photo of that, and he's like, "What the fuck?
Where did you get this?
That's
Like,
amazing.
how-
Yeah, dude
I was like,
killed
yeah.
it, bro. His
Yeah.
Photoshop is next level.
That's good.
But it was awesome.
Sorry, guys.
Wow. Uh-oh.
Oh.
No, but
Freeze frame.
I thought that was sick, dude. I thought that was a cool way that you got to make that happen, and we all did too.
Yeah,
So-
no, I am
Dude,
too.
It's almost like a good, like, seeing that, like, That's almost a good tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
a good tool.
There's
man.
one other thing also added to the shoe as well that's not on there, which, I mean, it's going to look sick, honestly. I think it's going to look fresh, and it's going to bring back that 90s nostalgic vibe even more than what I've been rocking.
Is it a secret pocket?
It's just with a strap.
I was going to say strap.
Strap could be the only thing.
Yeah.
That could change it for sure.
Raj wants a secret pocket on there.
Yeah. Like the Musket days,
Yeah.
Tom Penny.
Yeah.
You might
here,
see
right there
that
in the
one soon
tongue.
too, actually.
The tongue.
Yeah. That'd be
Damn,
sick.
this, little
Next
reveal
one.
reveal all show.
Yeah, this is
you
what
know
it
I'm
is.
saying? I like that. I like that guy does that. I'm gonna follow him on Instagram. It's amazing.
Yeah, I
That's
think
super dope.
he
And
can, he can make some of your audios from back then.
I just shit. But listen, I think that's a great tool to kind of implement for skate because it's hard to see on paper.
Yeah.
Let
it
alone-
is.
You just see a CAD of
you
the
could almost
shoe,
see-
you're like,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
almost save so much money by saving sampling and all that stuff by actually just doing a banging ass Photoshop job like
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I just felt so bad that like they made me a sample. It came in.
Right.
And I was like, damn, dude, like I don't know if like this is the one. Like it's not sitting with me the way that I wanted to have my first colorway, you know?
Bro.
So I was oh,
You're being a little hard to deal with,
You
TJ.
know,
That's why he reached out to Patrick. And
Yeah.
he helped out tremendously.
Yeah,
kidding.
the good homie. He hooked it up. I was
Kidding.
stoked, you
That's
know?
super dope.
Yeah.
When are those dropping?
I thought it was fall, but it might be holiday.
I think it's fall for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we still got a little way,
Those are
but-
juicy, bro.
Appreciate it.
Those
year
are
from now.
juicy, man.
Stoked.
Hell yeah,
Super
dude.
Hopefully, I'll get some samples before that. I can film a little, a little part.
Oh,
to try
we're
and introduce
yeah, we're
them.
Definitely
getting you.
have
You can film
samples.
part in a day, probably. So
Yeah. Can we go back to El Toro? You want to do anything down there?
Well, if the gate wasn't there and the rumble pads, maybe I might have tried something else.
switch back
actually-
180.
Yeah, you never know. But it's funny, like
Really?
even back in the day. Well, not back in the day, but like 5 years ago, 2016, I think it was, or even 17. I went there with Ryan DeCenzo because he wanted to try and hard flip it, and I landed on switch ollie like a bunch of times, but I couldn't ride away. And then I like hurt my foot. I couldn't ride I couldn't skate for a couple months, and then I went back when I was starting to finally feel better. I kicked out, I think first try, and then my foot was fucked, and I couldn't skate for another month and a half. And then
Two separate tricks, right? Switch ollie, switch 180.
it's a different beast.
Why?
Yeah,
Why'd you? I
different
know.
beast.
I
Because
know.
rolling
but
away switch on that has never really been, or only a few times, to be honest.
Only back 180.
Yeah. Well, Ryan Danitel, shout out to my homie Ryan Danitel. He back 180 it
Yeah.
way back.
Yeah, and I think that's the only one that he's landed switch.
Yeah.
Maybe a front 180, but I don't even know who did. I can't think of anyone that front 180 did right now. But like literally, that's like the only person to ride away switch, other than Nick Merlino, because he ended up doing switch ollie and took me out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I was like, someone did that.
Yeah,
Okay,
Nick Merlino
okay,
took me out
okay.
and did that, but obviously he probably didn't know I was trying it. But it was in like the decline video, I think, when that like their last video. But yeah,
So you're telling me if El Toro was skatable today, you would try to do something down it?
yeah, why not?
Okay. Shit.
Do you think you would
I've
try
already
switch
jumped.
360?
Nah, I mean,
Dude.
with the impact that set has and the like just the beast that it is, like I know, I mean, fuck, I try it, sure, but like riding away is just a different beast, you know, just because I know how the impact feels. When I was a kid, I was a little bit more absorbent on that trick, especially like I did it down that Tuscan 15 a couple of years ago, and it was a little bit of a battle.
Tucson.
Tucson, sorry. Yeah, not Tucson. Whoopsies. Sorry, the Canadian came out. But,
Old Tuscan.
Yeah.
Old Tuscan.
yeah, but like, you know, I've definitely done some other ones, like even Wallenberg and certain other ones where like I just know what I can do. You know, like I know.
So you did switch 360 on Wallenberg, right?
Yeah, and switch from Bigsman.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Switch big
From
and-
big.
Yeah,
That's
he's
right.
Landed on nollie or landed on varial flip too.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Ollie? Oh, not just regular varial.
Just regular varial.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, there was
What happened? Why weren't you? Why?
There was one day, I think it was Switch Big Spin Day when I did it. We were there on a blind tour going up to SF and like hitting like all Northern Cal. And we ended up going there, did Switch Biggie pretty quick. And I was like, yo, I want to get another trick. So I literally tried, I think like 6 other tricks that day. I tried like Fakie Big Spin,
serious?
Nollie
Fakie Big
Heel.
Spin.
Wow.
I tried Switch Front Heel.
How many attempts are you trying this stuff?
I don't even know. I tried like 2 or 3 at each
one.
And
then what? You're just like, no, that's not working.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, yeah, like I'm good.
What are the tricks?
Varial flip. Okay. And then I went back because I was like, varial flip feels okay. And then like I went back for it and I tried it for like 2 hours. I kept landing on it, but slightly over rotated. So I just kept digging it and I just couldn't roll away. But I actually like, I think there's an S video coming out soon by hopefully Thanksgiving or early next year. And I want to go back up there and try and get something on it for that part.
It's a whole thing, right? You got to get the roll in there. You got to do the thing. Yeah. It's a production now.
Yeah, no, it's...
You're committed.
Yeah, well, when you go there and you have to hit up Thrasher like Dan Z or someone to get that ramp, you're like, yo, I'm not wasting this fucking time.
Yeah.
Like, this game time. Like, yo, let's get this cracking.
Yeah. Right.
You know, so...
Damn.
Let's get it, dog.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to go back there and get something on that maybe or wherever, you know. I got some other spots in SF that I want to skate to.
Clipper?
Nah.
No.
I mean, to be honest, that thing's just been killed, you know? And like, not to say Wallenberg hasn't either, but like, I feel like I'd have a better chance of doing something on Wallenberg than trying to do something on Clipper that hasn't already been done.
Sure.
You know? Sure.
Makes sense.
I mean, Clipper. It's like you really got to do something gnarly.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, look at David Reyes, tray flip nose blunt.
I was just about to say that. Like,
psycho.
And I'm not really that type, like, yeah, I could skate it, but like, again, only things I could do on it has already been done.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not, and maybe if it was switch front side, I could do switch biggie tail or something else. But like, you know, that hubba just isn't in my favor for like the tricks that I have.
Switch flip back tail?
Yeah, that could maybe, but I feel like it's a little too steep for it. I mean, I don't know. I just have to go there, and who knows? If I'm with the right crew and they're like motivating me, I might just say fuck it and try it. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know?
Or like the Franklin stairs.
Yeah, the 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually never skated that. I've been there a few times to look at it, but I mean, I just never really got into it.
Yeah, there's a lot of epic, like big gnarly SF spots.
Yeah, I just honestly want to skate Pier 7. Yeah, they got the new ledges, like fully concreted up.
Everyone's been hitting it.
Yeah. Are you calculated in what you're doing? Are you calculated in the sense of like, I'm gonna go do this, I have this trick in mind at this spot, or are you maybe both? Are you free flowing as well?
So I definitely like, even for that S part that I just dropped, like me and Chris Thiessen, like we talked about the spots we were going to go to the day before, like even weeks prior. Like he'd send me footage of the spots that he wanted to bring me to, and I'd be like, okay, I want to go here, 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 here.
Okay.
And I'd already have an idea of like what I wanted to do, and then we just go and we'd execute, you know? Because like I feel like if I just go to a spot without having a game plan, it's a lot harder for me to be like, what should I do on this? What should I do? Like I start to overthink things, and then I can't really actually like do what I want.
Are you also, when you know you're going to go to a spot and you know what trick you're going to do, are you already visualizing it in your head and how you're going to do it and how you're going to pop and where your feet are going to do?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely am like, okay, yeah, I want to do...
But you just don't think about it and be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to switch front peg, and then you go make dinner. Are you really like thinking about, like, are you visualizing it?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely visualize certain tricks, but not all of them. You know, there's just like an idea of being like, oh, like I have 2 or 3 tricks that I want to try on this. I get there and I'm like, you know what? This spot, the run-up's a little too sketchy. Like, I'm just going to do this trick instead. Okay. You know, it's like picking your, like, obviously your A trick, like, okay, this would be a dream. And sometimes you got to go to the B trick,
right?
You know, and it's
sometimes
like
you got to drop down to the C trick too.
You never know. Right. I've definitely had done that in the past, but yo, I like to always make sure that like, especially at any spot, like I come home with something. So like, no matter what, if it's not going to be in that video part that I'm working towards, it could be for a commercial or it could be for something. Yeah. You know,
and I love that, man, because I always remember when we were on Chocolate, still am. Mike York, he'd always say, "Don't worry about it, just film everything." Yeah. Just film everything, dog. It don't matter. Like, you're going to try this trick, just do that trick first and then film that.
Yeah.
Because you just never know. It could be used for something. And, I mean, nowadays, it's like cool, like Instagram stuff too, right?
But exactly.
It just...
Straight up.
So it's a good tactic. It's a good tactic because you never know what, you know. I look at Reynolds on Instagram, and he's just doing his normal thing, skating, and I'm like, God,
kills it.
The best.
Loving it.
And yeah, I mean, I even look at like some of the tricks that I feel like may not be up to par of like what I want to put out, but then when the editor sees it, they're like, yo, like, you know what, I really like that clip, I'm throwing it in there because it's different from what everything else that you have in your part.
And you never know,
and
it
then
could just
people are actually stoked, being like, yo, that was like my favorite trick in the park. Where it's like, yo, I didn't even like that trick. I didn't even want it in.
Yeah,
You
Bro,
know what
that
I mean?
happens
Like,
more than often,
Definitely.
dude. Like,
Yeah.
you're super psyched on one thing, and everybody's like, oh, that other thing was rad. And you're like, well, what about the...
you know what I mean?
That's what I was stoked on.
Yeah, straight up.
But yeah, film everything, do your thing. I love it, man. What else do we got, bro? Are anything coming up that we need to talk about? Do we have any video? We S video. We talked about that.
Yep.
S shoe colorway coming out in fall 2022.
Yeah.
Yep.
What
I got
else any Red Bull shit popping?
Yeah, actually, I was just in Canada for all of June and July. I went out there to film like a Red Bull series where I traveled from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Oh, amazing.
And we're doing 4 episodes, actually 4 episodes on like different provinces throughout the country.
Driving?
And then, yeah, we drove. And at the end, we're going to drop like a full street part of all the footage that we filmed in the streets as well.
Oh,
Nice.
sick.
So this is it's more of a documentary type series, but then after that, you're going to drop the street part.
Correct, yeah. So
I like that.
Super stoked, yeah. Like put in a lot of work. We were on the road for 30 days straight, 10 to 14 hour days every day, like waking up early, skating, obviously filming interview stuff, as well as like filming in the streets constantly, pretty much till 10 a.m. till literally like sometimes we get home at like 11. You know, because like we had to go to certain spots, go get dinner.
You're going in.
Everything. Yeah, no, it was a long trip, but I'm like really stoked on how it's coming along. Like I've been getting updates on like the episodes as they're like getting done. And I've seen the first 2. They're working on the 3rd one right now and the 4th, just roughly. And the first 2 I'm really, really stoked on. That I'm like, I can't wait for everyone to see it, because yeah, like we traveled pretty much from like my hometown Whitby all the way to Ottawa, and then went from Ottawa to Montreal. Then from Montreal, we flew to Winnipeg, and then we drove all the way from Winnipeg to Vancouver.
Because I was going to ask, there's a lot of desolate places kind of in the middle. A lot of driving, I would have assumed, but you flew.
Yeah, no, well, we only flew once, just because driving from Ontario to Winnipeg would be like a 2 full day, where it was a little bit exhausting. Yeah, you know, it just wasn't really in the cars, especially on like the time frame that we had. So we just took, and also we wanted to rent like a big van for the whole trip, but we couldn't get one other than in Winnipeg. So we ended up like getting like a little minivan for Toronto, like Ontario, like Montreal. And then once we were done there, dude, I've had there's some crazy stories on that trip, but leaving from Montreal to Winnipeg and then driving the rest of the way, it was sick.
Crazy stories will be in the documentary, I assume.
Yes and no.
Who was all on the trip?
So for the first part of the trip, I had one of my good homies, John Koss, come with me. He's like an up and coming dude. He's like on Adidas and Maxillr through Carl.
Oh, dope.
Oh yeah, dude, he fucking rips.
Yo, he kills it.
Yeah.
And he was on like the first 2 episodes, and like then when we went to Winnipeg, Regina, your favorite place,
Love me some Regina. Saskatoon as well.
we ended up meeting up with Joe Buffalo and Mitch Barrett.
Okay.
2 amazing local
Oh, they
iconic
live in
skaters.
Regina.
No.
Oh.
They both live in Vancouver now, but like they met us there to drive all the way to Vancouver.
Got you.
And then like for the 3rd episode, we ended up doing like a full piece on Joe Buffalo and his upbringing. And then in the 4th one, we also did another one with Mitch Barrett and kind of his upbringing as well, which I'm like really stoked to kind of present that to the world, because a lot of people don't really know who they are and where they came from. And I'm really, really excited to like give them the
shine
that they deserve.
Yeah. Are they familiar names in Canada?
Yeah, everyone knows who those
Legends.
guys are. Yeah.
Okay.
Canadian
It's
legends.
so funny how some of those legends, they don't cross the border. You know
It's
what I
tough.
mean?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Some people, you know, they have criminal records and they can't.
Well, no, I'm just saying
like,
not physically cross the border, but their names to us cross the
Right.
border.
Yeah.
Right? Like I've never heard of Mitch
Barrett.
Barrett.
Yeah,
right?
no, I mean, he comes out here a lot. Like,
Does he?
he's one of the most motivated skaters in Canada right now, I'd like to think. And he's in his 30s. And
Okay.
he's still
Amazing.
killing it.
Amazing.
you
But that's
know?
what I'm just saying, like the legends, like that. You know what I mean? You would think that they would be. Oh shit, Mitch Barrett. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It's like the hometown country hero.
yeah.
Straight up.
Hometown country, yeah.
Yeah, no, straight up, though. Yeah, no, like, Mitch has been...
But now after these episodes, maybe
Hey.
I'll learn something. I know that.
Definitely. I mean, I feel like everyone will. Like, even the Canadians, they don't really know, like, where Mitch came from and what he was about. Even Joe, for example.
Okay.
And, like, I feel like once these episodes come out, like, we skated together. We, like, traveled a bunch. Like, we did a really good, compelling interview piece with them as well, to where it's only going to, like, give them the recognition that they deserve, which I'm really, again, it's just stoked to, like, be able to, like, give them that opportunity.
Amazing.
And you know, I hope that everything continues to snowball from them, you know, because
Sick.
I mean, as we all know, we only have so many years to do this, and even if they don't get to like that certain plateau, like at least they have a mark to look back and be like, yo, like I did this and this and this, and like this is like a piece of my documentary, and it's gonna live on the internet and everywhere for life, and I can look back at this in 20 years and be proud.
Yeah,
Totally.
man. Listen,
You know?
you're just you're. I was gonna say pay it forward, but you're not paying it forward. You're representing. You're giving it back to the people that because you could have just
time.
kept that a little series to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I didn't want the series to just be vocally just about me.
Sure.
Like, obviously I have a bunch of street footage and certain things that we've done throughout all of it, but like I'm really stoked to have those two stories in this piece. I even tried to get them to have their own separate piece where the series would have been 7 episodes, but with certain things they weren't able to kind of like fulfill that for me. So like we're having to kind of scrunch a little bit of their interviews with a little bit of skating in different places.
Hey, that's cool though. You know what I mean? Like at least we get to learn about it, and maybe like
See
we
some
said,
good
man,
skating.
timing is everything, bro. So maybe in the future something will spark. Maybe they'll get their own thing. You know what I mean? You never know.
Yeah,
You never know.
definitely.
When is this due out? Do we know? Is there a time frame?
So I think it's going to be dropping in the middle of October. It was originally supposed to drop,
Wait a minute, that's coming up.
yeah, like 3 weeks.
Oh shit.
Well, from now I don't know when.
What are
this
they
is-
dropping, an episode a week?
No, they're actually going to drop all of them at once on redbull.tv.
Amazing.
But
I love that.
I think every week they'll be dropping it on YouTube.
Okay.
So, but like if you've seen the first episode, you really want to watch it, you can go to redbull.tv and you can watch all of them at once.
Perfect,
Nice.
bro.
So,
Super dope.
Netflix model.
yeah, it'll be like each episode's supposed to be 15 minutes. The first 2 are about 15, 16 minutes, but I think that next 2, because of the interview pieces, they're going to be a little bit longer. No more than 20 minutes, but like definitely a couple extra minutes, because we don't want to cut them short on their story, as well as like not give them the shine that they deserve.
Totally,
you know?
man. Totally.
Makes
It's sometimes it's hard to tell a story in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's why our episodes are 2.5, 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Some
straight up.
are 5 hours long.
Yeah.
Mike, you?
Mike V, bro. He holds a record still. Many people have tried to beat it. Everybody's failed. Man,
Shit.
great guy though. Dude, TJ, I'm so stoked, bro,
Yeah,
for you. I'm stoked for everything you got going on. Like we covered, the blind, the S, the custom pants, the white tees, the Red Bull piece,
The Blind Reaper.
the Blind Reaper coming
Yeah.
back.
Back, retro.
Bro, I think it's time to bust open those Lays.
Yeah.
Those Lays ketchup, man.
Yeah, crack
I don't know if
them
I've ever
open.
had one.
I don't
You
think I
gotta try
have-
them out
Wanna
on
try
this.
one? Okay.
You gotta let me know what you think.
$1, Dubs.
Yeah, I got them at the dollar store out there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yo, when I go back to Canada, I'll literally grab like 5 to 10 bags of ketchup. There's dill pickle and all dress. I'll grab 5 to 10
dill
of
pickle.
each,
Okay.
and then I'll literally spend almost $100 at the dollar store. Like, and I'll just literally, because you know how you could have your backpack and like one extra carry-on.
Yeah.
I'll literally just have a carry-on full of snacks,
of
and everyone's like,
snacks.
"Hey, can I have one?" I'm like, "No, this is going to my fridge. Like, this is going to like right to my cupboards. You know, like
I'm just
no one's getting
imagining
that.
you just like with a shitload of white tees and then those.
I know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Sir,
Traveling.
they search you. You're, sir, white tees and Lay's ketchup?
They're fire. I'm telling you.
Okay, let me-
I'll be honest though. The
Go ahead.
first one, you're like, whoa. But after you have the first one, you have a second. They're like, okay, oh, this is the jam. Like I fuck with these.
Let me see. It's an interesting smell.
Does it smell like ketchup?
Yeah, it does. Nice little coloring. Looks like a little flower or something, man. It's nice.
They're good.
You know those little flower? Have you ever had the flower chips where they're actually like flowers that are chips?
No.
Yeah.
That's some American shit.
I've
Yeah,
heard
it
of
is
it.
some American.
I've never
You
heard
have
that.
I've heard of it,
You
but I
heard
haven't had
it.
them.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the name. It's all right on to the
Flower
tongue.
chips?
Starts with a starts with a V. Anyway.
No idea. What do you think?
Listen to it.
Yeah. What's your thoughts after the first chip?
I don't know if I really got that much from the first chip.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta have two, and then you'll be like, okay, you
Oh,
know what?
man.
This is the jam. But don't lie either to the viewers. Like, keep it
I
real.
don't know. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna eat Tubbs.
See, you grabbed two this time.
I wanna
You're like,
try
yeah,
some, actually.
You want to try some? Cool?
Yeah,
Okay, okay. That was a lot better.
see, the first one is kind of like, who knows, but
I'm just hungry, bro. Please, you want to indulge?
no, I'm
No?
good. I got a bag at home.
Okay. Okay. Dubs, you scared of the ketchup?
I'm a little scared. I'm joking.
Don't be scared.
I've had them before.
You've had them? Okay, that's respect.
When in Canada, you indulge.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
They're
I'm
not
a
bad.
big fan of ketchup. If I have like 5 fries on my plate, I will have a mound of ketchup.
Oh, yeah.
know
You
what I mean?
soak
I
'em
got-
in, huh?
Oh,
Drench
my
'em?
God,
Yeah, that's
I love
good.
that.
That's actually really good.
right?
Yeah.
Good. You never had them either?
Uh-uh.
Oh yeah, yeah, pretty good.
Oh, they're fire.
Yeah.
Love
See,
it.
it's funny because like a lot of Americans like that I've talked to and like, oh yeah, I have ketchup chips. Like ketchup chips, like that's
Well,
so weird. But it's
the-
like, yo, they're so good. Don't knock them before you try them.
That's
I mean,
true.
it
You know?
sounds odd to us. Right?
Yeah, well,
But-
it's foreign. You
Yeah.
know?
I'm always.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's good. It just sounds
It
weird.
sounds odd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds
think
different.
think about all the chips that we have in America.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you come
Limon.
see, yeah, you see
Like-
some shit, you're like, what the hell is this?
Straight
Because
up.
Same
in,
thing.
what was it, in Japan? They had pizza chips.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know the ones you're talking
Yeah,
about.
but damn, I didn't get them, but they look pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just not really a chip guy, to be honest, or like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not getting barbecue or anything, you know.
Yeah.
More of the original,
No.
or sour cream and onion.
Those are fire.
Yeah.
I'm a sour cream and onion / barbecue guy.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna get anything, I ain't getting no original Lay's.
Nah,
No?
Hell no.
I am.
I can't do the
You're
original.
gonna get original?
Even though I like to keep it OG, I just
With
can't
like
do the
hot dog,
original.
like a hot dog in the original.
Oh, a hot dog
Lay's.
and
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. That's like the only
Oh.
time.
If you have a hot dog, you can get originals.
Yeah, I get original.
Okay. Pretty good. Thank you for this,
What-
bro.
Of course.
What do those pair good with?
What kind of wine do you drink with it?
I mean, they go good with honestly anything.
Okay.
Like it's another
Like-
Canadian
Little
treat. That we don't know
you have a
about.
cheeseburger, side of tomato Lay's.
I used to just love eating those and like some chocolate bars or even like a Sprite.
Okay.
You know, just
I
classic.
can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I can see
Yeah.
that. That's pretty good.
I mean, Red Bull too.
Red Bull.
But,
There you go.
There you go.
Let's plug away. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, no, I
Chris
mean,
is gonna finish those chips.
as he should. As he should. They're fire.
Starving, bro. I love chips.
They're really good.
I love chips.
I wish I got to bring you more, but I literally only have one bag left at home, and I'm saving those for my birthday in a couple weeks.
There you go. Same for a
Do you
good
have-
occasion.
Do you have friends? Your birthday in when? A couple weeks?
Yeah, my birthday's
Oh.
at the end of October.
If I don't see you, man, happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Appreciate you.
Happy
Definitely.
pre-birthday. You don't have homies that could just send you boxes of snacks?
So I get my sister sometimes, like I'll send her some money and like to get me some
Okay.
Roots clothes, whatever, and then I'll get her to go to the dollar store and splurge on me, and she'll
Right.
send me a box, and I get so hyped every time. But
Do they have the big bags?
they do, but I personally like. I'd rather get the dollar bags at Dollarama
Right.
because like
Grandma.
yeah, it's like Dollar Tree. But like I don't want to get a big bag because like if it's shipping and then it pops, there's just so many chips and then it's just
Okay.
exploded and it's just not good.
You've
but
done this before.
yeah, it's not my first rodeo.
Okay.
There you go.
And like even if you open a big bag of chips and you don't want to finish them within a couple days, like
True.
you know, then they go stale.
Always
It's like
tragic.
It's very
yeah,
true.
you know, just
Always
grab 10
tragic.
bags of those, and then if you're really wanting more after a bag, then go get a second bag.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I
That's
Just like
true.
that.
Ain't nothing worse than having a, you do the little thing. They even got the chip clips now. You know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah?
saying? But I don't have those.
I
but
do.
You got the chip clips? Does it work?
It
Keeps
works
fresh?
great.
Because Nothing worse than pulling these out the pantry, going to take a bite, and then it's just.
Yeah, I've had that happen so many
That
times.
shit is not the business.
I gotta get the chip clips. People put them in the little Tupperware, you know, you put the cookies in there.
Oh
cereal.
yeah.
Their
I know the one you're
cereals.
talking about.
We got the cereal one.
You got the cereal in there?
I do too. Not
Empty
gonna
out
lie.
the cereal.
But I didn't know that you could put chips in there and it still stay fresh.
I don't know.
They do.
They do?
I haven't used the cereal box one, but the other little chip clip thing definitely works.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
We should make
Oh,
some
delicious.
9 Club chip clips.
clips?
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
We'll look into it. I'm sure.
It's probably
I'm sure a
real
little printing
good business.
Yeah, I'm sure a little printing store fucking will throw our logo on a chip clip.
100%.
You get that made at Alibaba. No problem.
Yeah, like Baba for sure.
No problem.
Ah,
That's
dude,
amazing.
TJ, bro.
So
Thank
good.
you so much for coming on the show. Dude, you're welcome back anytime you want, dude. We have the Stop and Chat show. Well,
Love
I don't know
the
how we're
clips.
going to ever pick your fucking skate clips because you have a lot.
For days.
But come and review some skate clips. Maybe we'll choose all like Canada clips.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
And every part that I've dropped throughout, like, now that I can remember, like, I always try and implement Canadian spots in
Yeah.
my parts, you
love
know? And yeah, I've definitely have had my fair share of dropping parts throughout the last 10 years. So
Yes.
I'm sure you can find a couple good ones throughout those.
I'm
yeah,
sure we can, bro. Can we give you some 9 Club stuff to take home with you, bro?
Dude, I'd be
Hell
so
You
hyped.
drink coffee, tea?
I don't, but I'll still have the cup.
Okay, pour your
It's-
little Red Bull in there.
Yeah, you never know.
Little little.
Some alkaline water, whatever.
There you go.
You know, you gotta have that good pH balance sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
In Canada, like out here especially, like you can't drink the tap water. So
No.
you know,
The funniest story. I was went on tour with no, we went to, you know what it was? It was Go Skate Day, Ambleside Park in Vancouver.
oh yeah,
They had remodeled it, and we went there, me and MJ. No. This is before the remodel. They were raising money for the remodel, I guess.
Ah.
Thank you, Kelly.
Oh damn, the Highland Peak water bottle
Bro,
too.
trust me. Let me
Dude.
tell this little story real quick.
Please.
But I thought it was funny because, like, you know, out here our tap water is just, you know,
Horrible.
we use filters, we do all
Yeah.
this shit. And literally, me and MJ are at a restaurant. MJ's drinking the tap water, and I can see his face. He's like, I'm just sitting over there watching, and I'm just like, keeps drinking. He's like, looking, keeps drinking. He's like, almost finished his whole damn glass without saying a word.
Yeah.
Waitress comes over. He's like, you know, oh, you like some more water? He's like, yes, please. He's like, what kind of water is this? It's delicious. And then she's like, oh, it's just tap water. You should have seen the look on
So
fucking MJ's
fucking
face.
amazing.
He was tripping.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think the whole dinner consisted of him talking about the tap water and how fucking delicious it was.
Wow.
But it is. It's fucking unbelievable tap water out there.
No, it's pretty good. And I mean, depending on where you are in Canada too, like they get it from like the mountains and like just like good fresh spring water, and they have some good stuff out there.
Bro,
So sick.
amazing. I don't know if you're a big candle guy.
Yo, I actually am.
Are you?
Yeah, I love candles.
Okay. Well, this is a Rogers Pro model.
No
It's,
way.
Yes. He calls it his morning wood. There you go.
Gnarly.
It's his,
Gnarly Roger. Morning wood? Shit.
yeah.
Hopefully, I mean,
No,
I
it's
like
got
this in the
it's
morning.
sandalwood and
Oh, it smells
great.
good.
yeah,
That's
it's great.
great.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
It has a wooden
smells
wick.
dope.
It does have a wooden wick. Yes.
Oh, no way. That's sick.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you, Roger. Thank you, guys.
He said.
Thank you, TJ.
He said.
Yeah. No, it's
gnarly.
So sick.
Oh, morning wood is gnarly. Gnarly name, but
Maybe
it's
that's
still
why we
sick.
don't sell too many of those. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it smells good, man.
Oh,
Thank you.
bro. This is a Highland Peak
Scott
legend.
Kane. Scott Kane.
Legend, bro.
Yeah. He's hooked me up with a couple before.
Has he?
Yeah.
You don't have this one though.
I don't.
Bro, 9 Club. We did a collab with them. Got the laser etched 9 Club logo right there.
It's
Bro,
fresh.
stay hydrated.
Dude,
Put how many Red
thank
Bulls
you.
you fit in there? 32 ounces.
Yeah, at least.
What's that? 18.
That's like 3 of them, maybe.
at least.
Dude, you'll be fucking ready to go after that.
Yeah, I drink 1 or 2, and I'm fucking
Ready to go.
no, I'm stoked. Thank you. I actually needed another one. I was gonna hit up Scott for one, but
Bro,
now that I got this,
You
I
got
don't
that.
need to.
You don't
Hell
need
yeah.
to, bro.
Appreciate it.
Legend though, Highland Peak, Scott Kane.
Yo,
Go check him
man.
out, dude.
Straight up.
bro. He does an amazing job over
he
there.
even had a Brotherhood board on Blind back in the day. Like
Did he
Blind,
really?
yeah, Blind did some stuff with them. I think it was like 2009, 2010, where like they were giving out boards to like older pros that just like they wanted to like show love to, and like they gave Scott Kane one back in the day. It was like a pit bull on a board and stuff. Like I remember having that board as a kid.
Bro, if people watching or listening don't know about Scott Kane, which we've had him on the show a couple times, his I always say Baker, his bootleg,
Yes,
3,000 part,
so good.
is insane. He turned pro during his part.
Yep.
It was like a 12-minute part.
Yes, I think he had
I think so.
2 parts, or no, yeah, it was
he
like
turned
it was
pro
like
during
12
his part.
It was like 12 minutes or something, right? Switch heel, front nose.
I was just about to
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
Bro, legend. Love
Yeah.
Scott Kane, man. Nicest guy ever, too.
Yeah. no,
And
sick.
also our switch flip Manny mug, dude.
Ooh,
There you
the
go.
Crop
Yeah,
Classic,
buddy.
my
Yeah,
man.
baby. Yeah.
That's respect. Thank you,
Dude, you are the
Appreciate you,
bro.
man.
I love your energy, dude. I love your
Yes.
skating. Dude, you're going places. Sorry, I had a little residue from it's like a plastic.
Oh, you're
I
good.
think it's from Rogers Morning Wood. Got stuck on my finger.
It's all sticky.
Yeah, it was get rid of it.
That's the Morningwood sap.
Wow.
Shit.
I apologize, CJ. This has
amazing.
turned very awkward. But no, seriously, dude. Really, dude, stoked for everything you're doing, and can't wait to see all the stuff you got coming on in the future.
Hell yeah.
Congrats on
Thank
everything,
you.
dude.
Congrats, bro.
Appreciate you
Really,
guys.
really.
Kelly, Sharon, Chris,
Bro.
Roger. Thank you guys. I appreciate the opportunity to be here
Bro.
and tell my story a little bit,
Yeah.
get everyone else a little bit more familiar, and I'll definitely be back.
Dude,
Hell
you
yeah.
come back.
Please come back.
Yeah.
Hit me
Hell
up anytime. I definitely have some more stories to tell too.
Okay. Oh, so you're saving some.
I'll save a couple.
Okay,
I got some
okay.
good ones though that we didn't really hit, but you don't want to
Perfect.
give everything out at once.
You
know?
really don't.
No.
You know?
No.
You got to save those. Remember what you didn't tell and then come back and you got to revisit those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I already got a couple in my head, but we'll wait.
El Toro? No, that's been done. Where you go? What?
Wallenberg.
Wallenberg.
I didn't tell you that one. I didn't tell you Hollywood 16 story either when I switched 360 to it, but
Please, we have time.
I mean,
This is a talk show.
so Hollywood 16, I remember it to like it was yesterday. I was back in Canada 2012 January. I was coming out here to skate and stay at Weiss' house. And Weiss was like, yo, like I just had switched 3 this 12 stair back in Canada that I was like super stoked on. And he's like, you know what? I think you could do that on Hollywood. And I was like, okay, yeah, maybe. I haven't really skated in a while, but like I'm down. Let's go check it out, you know?
Okay.
And I wasn't planning on skating it that day, like right off the plane.
Oh, you just flew
Oh,
in.
right.
I
off
literally
the plane.
5.5 hour flight, like landed on a Thursday.
My ankles are hella swollen when I
Yeah.
get off a flight.
No,
bro.
straight up.
Sometimes that happens though. You get the juice.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's true,
I was
too.
I was 21, so I was
Okay.
like a little horny. I was like, yeah, let's. I was like, yo, like let's check this out. You know, like I'll go check it. Like I don't know for sure, but then like once I get there, there's 2 filmers, photographer, like the whole deal, and I was like, holy shit, Weiss was prepared. Like
Okay.
and mind you, like this is winter time, so like it gets dark pretty early, you know, in California. So sit in traffic for fucking an hour and a half finally, and also was on a 5.5 hour flight. Finally get to Hollywood. I go up to the 12, pre-grab it, like early grab a couple times, ollie it.
Early grab the 12.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I usually do when I like skate sets sometimes. Like I try to early grab it just to like feel.
That's the most
Wow.
random
That is
thing
so
I've
random.
ever heard.
I've never heard of
Yeah.
anyone doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like to ollie it sometimes. Like I'll just pre-grab it.
Okay.
Like you know that set that Reynolds kickflipped and frontside flip back in the day, that's 17.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
tried to
yeah,
skate
yeah.
that before and I pre-grabbed it. I was like, yeah, let's just if I can clear this without ollieing,
Would you put one of these in your part?
it would be sick.
It would be sick.
But like, you know, did that. So like did that a couple times and then ended up trying switch 3 on the 16. I was like, damn, I got this. Like I feel it, like I'm feeling good. Tried it. I don't know. Within 10 tries, I ended up landing on it a couple times. But the last one, I broke my board in the middle and on the tail. And then I hit my head and got 3 staples in the back of my head.
Oh,
God damn.
And that was on a Thursday. And then I remember specifically going to the hospital, getting the staples. And then on that Sunday, you could skate Jaquan only on Sundays. So Weiss and we both didn't want to waste time. We were like, I'm feeling okay. Let's go. So we went to Jaquan, got a line for like the damn part. It was my first line in the video. I did like a switch biggie tail switch, fakie flip, then nollie flip, nose grind, shove. And then I was like, I seen Spencer Hamilton. I seen a bunch of Canadians, Morgan, Romar. They're all at Jaquan, and we were like, you know what? Let's go over to Hollywood. Fuck it. Like I'm ready. And then we went to Hollywood, and then did the same regimen again. Early grab, all of it, and then I tried a couple switch threes. I was hucking it. I was feeling pretty good. And then I think within like 10, no more than 15 tries, like I ended up landing it and riding away.
Jeez. With staples in your head.
With 3 staples in my head.
Did you knock your head pretty good? Because that's dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I mean, there's an uncut on YouTube. And like when I hit my head, you could hear the, you know, and like it echoed, you know, like it was fucking bad. Because like, again, I just got off a flight. I was like, I'm riding away from this one. You know, but I literally like just stomped it too hard where I broke the middle of my board and my fucking nose, like my tail, you know? So like after that, we started sending me technology boards with the carbon fiber so that would never happen again.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But yeah, no, like,
bro,
rocked me.
You got to be careful with those concussions, man.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Got to take a good week or so off when you smack your noggin.
Only 3 days for me.
I could see that. 3 days and a switch 3.
Yeah.
Down
Just
16,
like
no less.
Yeah.
Stoked though. I was hyped that I've actually got that, you know, because again, I did it on something before and I was super stoked on it. But then once I went there and I was like, oh yeah, I got this. Like everyone's talking about this set like it's so crazy. And for the longest time after I did that, I was like, fuck, I don't know if I want to do another trick on it. Like it's kind of scary, you know? And then, I mean, even to this day, I've been skating over the fence lately.
Yeah.
Dude,
But-
isn't that a little scary with the
Spikes?
Yeah.
Yes and no. It would have been more scary if the tree was still there, just because of like the tree kind of hanging down. But now that it's just open and clear, like in my last blind part that dropped last year in November, I switched back 180'd it. I got another trick on it recently for this S video that I'm working on.
Oh yeah, it's fucking insane.
And then I actually landed on another trick down the 16 recently that I've been trying, but when I was there, the last 2 times I went, there was like some COVID testing on the weekend. So they kept kicking me out, and there was this girl that was literally jumping in front of me while I was trying to do my trick.
Shit.
And I was like getting super pissed. I was like,
Right.
yo, like stay in your lane, get over there, go do your testing, let me do my shit, let me do my job, you know? And then
Dangerous. Jump in front of a person that's flying down 16 stairs.
Right?
What are people
Goodness.
thinking?
yeah, no, it was sketchy. So like
Trying to be a hero for no reason.
Yeah, but you know how badly both of them can get hurt?
dude.
Not only you, but her?
She was flying down the stairs with
Good
you or
God.
something.
Yeah, no, it was sketchy. So like, yeah, nonetheless, like I haven't landed that yet, but I really want to go back and get that for the part. If I don't end up getting that, do a Wallenberg trick, but I really want to get one of those 2 for this next part.
So if we see a Hollywood 16 trick, we know that you went back and got it.
Exactly. Well, I got one over the fence, but yeah, I want to do something on the
Down the
16.
stairs. Okay.
Wait,
Not
do you
there.
early grab the 16?
No,
Okay.
no. I mean, I probably could maybe if like I just because whenever I skate up down the 16, I literally run up the 12. Like I'm like running up the 12,
okay.
and then I set down for it. Like I even did that with switch 3 and the other trick that I was trying, just because I need to have that comfortable feeling before I actually go. Because if you're just at the top of the 12 and you throw down, you don't have enough time to set up.
It's a short run up.
Yeah, like it's really hard, especially if you're going like any other way other than regular.
Right.
Unless you're going over the fence. So that's why it's like, for me, it takes a lot more out of me when I skate it because I'm literally running up at 12 and then I got to go jump down this fucking 16.
Okay.
When you do a switch 360s, it like looks like a snowboarder, like in a respectable way.
Yeah.
Because it like literally sticks to your feet so gnarly
It does.
that it just like rotates and your feet are just glued to the board.
Looks good.
Appreciate it. One tip for that one, for me at least, like what I've found over the years, I always have to have a fresh board and fresh shoes.
Oh.
So that shit just grips your feet. So maybe that's why it's like a snowboard steez.
Okay.
Because like I literally can't hold like the switch 3 if I have a used board.
Really?
In the grip tape, like, you know, when you like, because you know how people file down like the edges of their board to like make it like so it's not as grippy. Like I'd never do that. Like
You just cut it and then that's it.
Exactly.
Leave it.
You
I'm the
You
same
don't
way.
you don't file it
never.
I don't file my grip tape.
at all.
No, I never do.
Does it
especially
peel off at all?
No.
Never. Never.
I used to take the old grip tape and then sand it down around the
Yeah.
stuff. I stopped doing that.
Yeah, no, I don't do it at all.
Yeah.
And like, especially with switch 3s, like fresh shoes, so I have that extra grip and that extra padding to where like if I'm jumping, I don't like my feet don't hurt. I don't have heel bruises. I'm not getting any type of like actual full impact of the stairs. And then a fresh board, like
Isn't that funny?
sky's the limit. I can try a lot of different things
It's so
if I
funny
wanted
how
to.
the littlest thing in your equipment,
Yeah.
so to speak, can change a whole trick.
Yeah, no, straight up, it does.
Yeah.
I always just file it because it looks cleaner.
Yeah,
Like,
Well,
you
it
know,
looks good.
it looks
Yeah,
clean.
looks good. Looks
Yeah,
good.
different
But
strokes for
I,
different
but I,
folks.
man, I don't fuck up with my grip tape, man. I make that clean ass line around the nose.
Oh, that's the best. When
around
you
the
have a
tail.
night, when you did it good, you're like,
Oh, dude.
You're ready.
If I fuck
Yeah.
up, I try to like then.
get all bummed. You're
Yeah,
like,
I try to
dude.
like then clean it. I try to like match it up, and it's a whole thing, man.
Nah,
It's a whole thing.
I definitely am. Yeah, it's just very simple. I'm just like, all right, cut it. All right, as long as I have the good edges where it's super grippy, like it's game on.
Man, take it from TJ, bro.
There you go.
That's if you want to switch back.
Switch back.
If you want to switch front three, a 16.
There you go.
New shoes, new board.
Don't
Don't
cut-
file the grip.
Yeah, don't file.
Yep.
Mhm. Man, TJ, bro. Thank you so much for coming by, dude. You are the
Hell yeah.
man. Continued
man.
success for you, my brother.
Appreciate
Fuck
you guys.
yeah.
Nothing but
Yes.
love.